Okay. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Let's not waste any time. Should be live. Just make sure this is working. Should be okay. All right. Yeah, Nordic Warrior here. How's it going? Anybody in the comment section, you know the deal by now. Same old, same old. Let me know if the audio's working, and yeah, we'll get started once I know that people can hear me and I'm not just talking to myself. Oh, got a comment already. Daniel Dubois, triple knee. Hi Nordic. I used PEDs to beat Joshua and increase my punch resistance, and I even rubbed my head in order to cut him, and I might have thrown a low blow. Well done, Daniel. You did good, man. You did your man good. And if anybody says otherwise, I'll punch him in the face. Like if anybody says you're a cheater, or if anybody says that you've ever quit ever in your life, or that you've ever done anything wrong, I'll punch him in the face. So yeah, I got your back. No worries. I'll also make multiple ghost accounts to criticize them in the comment section. Bivol Beterbiev, who you got? We'll get to that. We'll get to that. We'll talk about it in this live because I've been thinking about it a lot now, man. Been thinking about that fight a lot over the past week or so. I mean, there's bugger all else to think about, isn't there, in regards to boxing? What else is even going on? I mean, Usyk Fury's a good couple of months away, so the only fight of any consequence that there is to talk about is the Bivol one, Bivol Beterbiev. So yeah, that's what we're gonna talk about. Yep, it's good, awesome. Cheers, Daniel. I appreciate it. Oh yeah, good. Congratulations on kicking Mr. Don't Shop in their shop's arse. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going, Chad? Good to see you here, man. God bless you. Oh yeah, the audio's good. Thanks, Chad. I appreciate it. I only shop in white shops now. Absolutely, absolutely. No, I'll admit, I've got to admit, I've been a bit of a bad boy lately. I've shopped in a few Asian shops, just for convenience sake, but I feel a little bit guilty about it. So I'm gonna need to, I'm gonna need to get back on track and only shop in white-owned shops because that's how it should be, you know. Cheers, Daniel. I appreciate it. Appreciate you reminding me. Nick Ball today. Oh, is Nick Ball fighting today? Interesting. Who's he fighting? I didn't even know he was fighting. I've not paid any attention at all to boxing lately. It's one of them. I didn't even know Nick Ball was fighting. But yeah, Nick Ball's pretty good. Hi Nordic. YTBC needed your stream. Been a bit dead recently. Yeah, boxing in general has been dead. Like the YTBC has been dead for a long time. There's like nothing going on. And it seems for the time being, like until Usyk and Fury fight and Beterbiev Bivol fight, until that happens, boxing itself is just dead. So there's nothing going on. There's nothing to talk about. Social media is just dead in general. It's basically just corporations and bots and AI and normies and all that crap. And it's just so boring. Like social media in general is boring. The internet isn't what it once was. Ronnie Rios. Oh, is that the guy Nick Ball's fighting? Interesting. Yeah, I'll probably check it out. Nordic, don't worry. I won't. I shop where I want. Oh yeah, nice one. Nice one. Yeah, shop wherever you want as long as it's white. Yeah, boxing's stale. Yeah, boxing's very stale, man. Yeah, yeah. It's very, very stale. There's just nothing. Like literally, there's only two fights that come to my mind right now for the rest of the year that have any interest in whatsoever. One is obviously Beterbiev Bivol, and the other one is Usyk Fury. You know, and I've been hearing some interest. Like I actually watched an interview with Fury recently, which kind of intrigued me. I was going to make a video about it, but I kind of decided against it. I decided it wasn't really worth my time. But yeah, that Usyk Fury rematch, I'm actually a little bit hyped for it. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's a while away now, but I'm actually more intrigued by it than I was by the first fight. But I'll get to that all in good time. Oh, yeah, thankful for Turkey. Yeah, Turkey's the one putting up the bloody he's the only one putting up the money to get these fights because a lot of these divas won't fight unless they're getting paid tens of millions, you know? That's the thing, boxing doesn't generate that kind of money, but the guys still, you know, they still command that kind of money because there's guys like Turkey who are willing to put it up, you know? But it doesn't bode well for the longevity of the sport, I would say, you know? Did you see Triple B channel was deleted? Was it now? Do you know I hadn't seen his videos recommended in a while, and it hadn't occurred to me to go and check. So no, I didn't know his channel was deleted. That's a shame, man. Hopefully he comes back. Hopefully he makes a new channel. Did his channel get banned or did he actually delete it himself? Because I don't know. I'll need to do some research there and try and figure out what happened. But I like Triple B. Gonna miss his channel if that's the case, you know. Walter Fury on the car. Is that one of Fury's cousins or whatever? Or brothers? I don't know. By the way, what is Fury up to these days? He's just disappointed. Mostly, did Usyk humble him? Well, I don't know, man. Like that interview that I listened to with Fury, it was an interview on Box Nation, you know, their YouTube channel, and he was kind of it was typical Fury nonsense. You know, he was seething and act playing the victim, claiming he was robbed, this that, and the other. When obviously he knows he wasn't. And talking about how much money he has in the bank and making stupid dry jokes, which just I don't know, it's typical Fury nonsense. But something about Fury's overall demeanor in that interview and just the way he went about it really surprised me. And I honestly think like just based on the vibe I got from that video, from just listening to him talk, I think he's really, really pissed, and I think he's really, really focusing on, that Usyk rematch, and I think we're gonna get a great fight. Like, I think Fury's coming to fight for the rematch, and, he's looking in pretty good shape too. So, it's gonna be a good fight, man. That rematch, I tell you one thing, I'm favoring Usyk because it's logical to favor Usyk, as I've talked about in the past, based on how he made the adjustments that were necessary in the first fight. But I think if Fury goes in there, is in shape, and he just puts it all on the line, has an all or nothing attitude, it could be a knockout and it could be a great fight while it lasts, you know? So I'm actually very, very intrigued by it. I'll probably make a video though, and I'll try and articulate my thoughts a little bit better because I've got a lot of ideas in my head about that rematch and kind of a way that I want to break it down, but I'm not really sure how to just articulate it on the spot. So I'll really have to think about it, you know. But I'm excited for it. More excited than I've been for any fight in a while, you know. So yeah, um, Walter Fury. Oh yeah, sorry, I read that, didn't I? It's looking like the dead internet theory is starting to become more than a theory. Yeah, it is more than a theory because see, when I go on YouTube now, let's say I've been working all day and I've been to the gym and I'm knackered and I'm like, you know what, before bed I'm gonna sit and watch a few YouTube videos or just scroll, and I go on it and there's so many videos, like more videos than ever, but I don't have any motivation to watch them because there's no, especially when it comes to like the YouTube boxing scene, because every single channel that you get recommended is just some sort of corporate affiliate. You know, they've got some sort of like sponsor, they've got some sort of ties to like a promoter or a network or whatever. You know, they get special privileges to use certain footage and certain videos and whatnot. And it's just there's no real genuine independent content creators. You know, there's not people like myself or some of you guys who we just come on here and just we're not tied to any corporation or any network. We're just making videos and giving our opinions. You used to have a lot of that in the YouTube community, but you don't anymore. And it's just so stale. It's just so corporate. It's so bland. It's so soulless. And it's so I don't even know really how to describe it other than that. It's just so textbook. It's like focus group driven content, and there's nothing I want to watch. So I find myself just turning it off, reading the Bible, and or going to bed, and I'm sick of the internet. I'm sick and tired of it, and that's why I've not been active on here. And it seems like a waste of time and energy, if truth be told, you know? So, yeah, I feel like I've got better things to do with my life, you know? Yeah, no turkey this year, Stug, yeah, compared to some of the other years it did. Cards haven't been great, you know? So your favourite African got beaten black and blue. Well, he was already black, yeah, you're on about AJ. Yeah, stay humble, innit? Don't shop in their shops, innit? But take their money, just don't shop in their shops. You know, the superior you know what, whatever. Um, Haney gone super shaman soft. The dreamers of mate. Haney is. I've said for day one. Haney's just a bum. He's a plant. He's a establishment hype job, and he can't fight. Right? You put that guy in a real fight against a Paulie Malignaggi level of opponent, he gets his ass kicked. He's garbage. I mean, an Instagram boxer beat him. Come on now, you know. Do you know where Fight Film and Lee Talks Boxing are? Well, they're still around. They're both still around. They're not as active as they used to be, but they're still around. Shout out to Bruce every time. God bless you, Bruce. Every time, man. Good to see you here. Usyk gonna spark greedy belly. 12-21. Yeah, do you know I could see Fury getting stopped though because he seems more motivated this time than he did for the first fight. So that kind of makes me think Fury's going to be more aggressive this time. He's going to give a better effort. And that could, if Usyk capitalizes on it, and if Usyk makes the necessary adjustment like he did the first time, he could force a stoppage in the rematch. I definitely think that's possible. But at the same time, let's not forget Fury has like a 40-pound weight advantage. He's significantly taller. Usyk's not, Usyk's a great fighter, but he's not invincible. It's not beyond the realms of possibility that Fury could pull off the victory. I'm never going to write a guy like Tyson Fury off completely because I know what he's capable of, and I know that he's the type of guy who can come back from a setback. Maybe I know he's never come back from a loss before, but he's come back from, obesity and drug addiction and stuff like that. So, he's a guy who, yeah, he can be mentally broken, as we saw in the first fight, but he can also make adjustments when necessary, and he can retool his game and rededicate himself. So I think it's going to be very interesting, and I'm very, very excited for it, and I'm very, very intrigued by it. I'm excited to see it. Um, where was I? Yeah. How's it going, Arnold? Good to see you here, man. God bless you. It's been a while. May the Lord bless us. Yep, absolutely. May the Lord bless you. Every time, God bless you. Yeah, Bruce is the GOAT. The GOAT. What do you think about Tank's cherry pick? Who's Tank fighting again? I heard about it, but I can't remember. I'm sure I heard somebody mention it. I completely forgot about it. Fury says the travel community has a demand of small condoms. When did he say that? Was that one of his recent interviews? I've not heard that before. Yeah, Fightful made a video 3 days ago. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he made a Haney video. I think I watched it. Yeah, I did watch it. I did. Where he was on about P. Diddy. Yeah. I was only kinda half paying attention to it. I was playing, The Phantom Menace on the PS1, and I was just playing that video in the background, and I heard him talking about P. Diddy. I remember that. YouTube is stale. Yeah, like I was saying, YouTube is extremely stale. It's so corporate. And unless your video is like 60 frames per second with all these jump cuts and edits and constant movie references and constant subscribe to my Patreon in it and donate to me, like unless it's full of that crap. And now let's hear from our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends or Kamikoto Knives. It's like watching the TV. It's like when you put the TV on and I don't know, let's say you're watching what do people watch on TV nowadays? I don't know, like flipping CSI or whatever you're watching, and then it's on for like 5 minutes, and then you get like half an hour of adverts. So you're watching CSI, you're pure into it. You're like, oh, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna get caught? This, that, and the other. And then it's like something comes on. It's like McCain's microchips, and it's like some transgender. sitting down eating the microchips, and you're just like, "Ugh, just turn this crap off." That's the TV, right? That's what YouTube is like now. You're watching it, you're watching the video for like a minute and a half. You get an advert break, and it's like for some stupid like lesbian charity or something. And then the advert's finished, and then it's like, and now time for our sponsor, Raid Shadow Legends. And it's like about 5 minutes in, you finally get to the video, and then there's another advert break, and it's, but remember to subscribe to my Patreon, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and pound that like button, otherwise I'm gonna hunt you down and do you. You press that like button now. It's just begging and begging and begging, and selling out and spamming merch. That's all content on the internet is now. Like, you can't watch content on the internet without being absolutely, like you can't. I heard somebody say one time, you can't wipe your ass without someone trying to sell you toilet paper. Like, it's that kind of thing, you know? Canelo and Tank are elite cherry pickers. Oh yeah, without a doubt. But in Canelo's case, he doesn't even need to cherry pick. He can just pick the best, like the best fighters in his division, and he can just bloody just pay him off to take a dive. He's got that kind of money, and he's got that kind of backing, you know. I'm favouring Usyk to win the rematch, but something's telling me Fury could do it. It's a strange feeling. Yeah, that's the same thing with me. It's a gut feeling, and it's a gut feeling that's based on like education, right? It's based on pattern recognition. We know how Fury behaves when he's like taking a fight seriously, and when he's training, he's in shape, he's focused, he's determined. I genuinely think, just based on what I've been hearing from Fury lately, I think he's seething about that first fight. He's pissed off. He's not the same without that undefeated record, and he's coming for blood. Like, he wants revenge in the rematch. He wants to get that win back. He really does. He wants to get back into the winning column. Makes for an interesting challenge. The YTBC is finished just like the sport of boxing. Oh yeah, I think the YTBC has been dead for a long time. If you got, put it this way, if you guys ever see me like talking about women's boxing, and then saying, and now let's talk about my latest sponsor, and it's like some like tampons for men or something like that, you'll know that I've sold out and I've been brainwashed or something. Yeah, how's it going, UGI? God bless you. You have so many bots, and mate, that's another thing, bots. Every video is just bots saying, like the comment section's littered with bots saying the same shit, just like variations of the exact same comment. Like man, the amount of comments that, let's say you're watching a video game review, and like the amount of comments that say the same shit, like, "Oh, anyone that doesn't like this is an incel. You've never touched a woman." This, like, you've ever, what kind of comments I'm talking about? Like it's the same like variations of the same insult. Like, you go into like a Christian video, let's see, like a theology video or something like that, some sort of discussion or debate, and all the comments are variations of "Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy, Sky Daddy." What's the other thing they say? "Spaghetti Monster, Sky Daddy." Like there's a whole bunch of bots posting like copy pasta in the comment section, and then you see like conversations between bots actually talking to each other. Like, they have them crypto scams. Like, someone will write a comment, and it'll be like, "Oh, I made this great deal with my crypto investment," and then like 25 people will respond to it. "Wow, I made that exact same deal. Oh, I'm interested in this. Can you?" Like, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Have you seen like it's like you'll see a full conversation with all these bots in the comment section, and they're all liking each other's comments, and they all know the same people. It's just so funny, man. Like, but every comment section of like mainstream channels has all that stuff, and it's creepy, because it's as if you're just surrounded by robots. You're surrounded by NPCs. I agree with you. If Tyson Fury actually gives it all he's got, and Tyson Fury ignores his idiotic brain dead father and listens strictly to his trainer, he may clearly beat Usyk. Yeah, that without a shadow of a doubt, that's what Fury needs. He needs an authoritative voice in the corner. Sugar Hill can be that. Do not listen to John Fury because he's a clueless, narcissistic moron who will just get you knocked out. Like that guy. That's definitely one of the things. Like if I was obviously advising Fury, I would tell him to get John Fury out the corner and have one trainer giving you instructions, just one, so that you're not like overwhelmed with tactics, you know? Stands a much better chance. Yeah, yeah, John Fury in the corner helps Usyk without a doubt. Without a doubt, because John Fury's not a tactician, you know, he's not a very good coach. Whereas obviously Stewart is, you know, he has the experience and the track record of being a good coach, you know, and providing the right tactics, you know. Femi lost to black guy from the Green Mile. Yeah. Speaking about the Bible, I only see ministries preach Christ in England. One was an immigrant, and he quoted said England needs to be saved by making disciples of all nations. That's why he came over. Interesting. Well, so he came over specifically to preach in England. That's interesting. But yeah, I've seen a lot of them too. I've actually seen some like Scottish preachers around near my work as well quite recently. Watched Fury Usyk in 0.25 slow mo, and he got absolutely whooped. Oh yeah, Usyk won the fight clearly, no question about it. 8-4 in my opinion. God bless. Yeah, how's it going? God bless you too, man. Usyk is 6'4", 235. His hat size went up 2 inches. Those human growth hormones are for real, yeah. Oh, I wouldn't doubt Usyk's on gear. I mean, have you seen the kind of training that Usyk does? Like in order to train, and he trains like I think 6 days a week. You know, he does CrossFit. He bloody swims from one side of Ukraine to the other, walks around on his hands. You can't do all that stuff and recover with only 1 day's rest. So there's no doubt about it. Usyk's on steroids. I've no doubt about that whatsoever. You know, Tank is trying to bring up a new 130 champ. Oh, sounds like something he'd do. You know, bring up a smaller guy or bring down a bigger guy and drain them. You know, that's just the kind of nonsense he does. You know, Bivol versus Arady. I mean, Zolt Arady. Yeah. I reckon Beav will probably be a little bit too quick. He probably win it on points. Be an interesting fight though. Yeah, how's it going? How's it going, JD? Afternoon, man. I won't ever completely write Fury off, but that video of him stumbling drunk out of a bar, I just don't think he's taking care of himself. Whereas Usyk, not living the life, will catch up with you. Yeah, yeah, I definitely agree there. Like I've said that before, you know, him stumbling out of the bar drunk when he's got the rematch coming up was not a good look. But even with that in mind, just based on what I've seen recently, I'm somewhat interested because Fury looks in pretty good shape and he looks motivated, more motivated than I've seen him in years. So it's a double-edged sword, but I do share your concern, you know. Haney plus Diddy next up, Fury and Crawford Kinahan. Yeah, that Haney Diddy situation is very strange. That you can't tell me that Diddy isn't like a government plan or something. I mean, he must be, you know. Like that guy's definitely some sort of informant or some sort of plan, you know. Is Joshua finished? I would say so now. I mean, how old is Joshua? What, 34 or something? And that was a pretty devastating defeat against a guy who he was favored to beat. So I don't think there's any real coming back from that. I mean, he'll always have a fan base of normies, and you know he'll always he'll always be able to sell tickets. But I just don't see the point at this point. You know, Anthony Joshua's not going to be a top heavyweight now. I can't see him being world champion again, and I can't see him getting back to where he was. So what's the point? He's made enough money, you know. Yo, shout out to Hawker. Good to see you here, man. God bless you. I do that too. I like to watch your old videos. Oops, sorry, mate, my bad. Is the mic still? Yeah, I like to watch your old videos or fight films videos while playing video games or at the gym. Yeah, for some reason I don't know what that is. Let's see when you're playing a video game, and if it's one that doesn't have a lot of dialogue, like you don't really have to pay much attention to the story. I like listening to YTBC videos while I play them, and yeah, fight films videos. I've watched a lot of his while I play games, and it's something to do, and it would be a good thing to do at the gym as well if you can, because you could kind of, well, let's say you're running on a treadmill and you're doing it for a while, like long distance type of thing. That could kind of help you focus and take your mind off it. Warrington Kakachi. I've still not watched it. Still not watched it, but I heard it was pretty close, was it not? But yeah, Warrington is seems like he's on his way out now. Funnily enough, Raid Shadow Legends is the least shady YouTuber related product or sponsor. Yeah, that's kind of true actually. Like I just used Raid Shadow Legends as an example because it's one of the most prominent ones. That's one you hear about a lot. I know there's a lot of other ones that are just complete crap, but that one just was the first one that came to mind. AJ has that SSS bad. He may be dying silly sheet syndrome. Yeah. Yeah, I think he's done. I think so. Today's sponsor, BetterHelp, and don't forget to become a lord in Scotland by buying it from established titles. Yeah. Imagine buying that and actually thinking it makes you a lord. No, no, not yet. I've still not watched kickboxing. Well, saying that, I did watch some old Baz Rutten fights, some of them on YouTube. I watched some of his kickboxing fights and his MMA fights and whatnot, but I've not actually watched any like recent modern kickboxing. But it's something I do intend to get into. I do intend to get into it. Hey, you're back. Yeah, absolutely. Good to see you, Richard. Um, it's always been, but YouTubers are greedy, and yeah, yeah, I know. YouTubers, a lot of them are just in it for the money and nothing else. They've got no integrity whatsoever. A lot of them. That the worst sister will beat you up. Yeah, I agree. Therapy is not all therapy, but a lot of therapy is a scam. A lot of it is you just sit there, let someone talk, and then collect a paycheck. I guess I don't see the point in it. I don't see what you get out of therapy. Yeah, Fury's pissed he didn't get the decision. He was hoping for a gift. I mean, he's had plenty of them over the years, hasn't he? So he probably thought he was entitled to the decision no matter what, despite the fact he clearly lost. Well, apparently Triple B's channel's gone. I don't know if he deleted it or if I don't know if he deleted it or if like YouTube gave him strikes or whatever. I know his content was a little bit quote unquote spicy, but I don't know, man. I've no idea. But hopefully he comes back because I like Triple B. He's a good guy. God bless him. Yo, shout out to Sven Otke. God bless you, man. The legend. Greedy Belly is a whack job. Yeah, he is. How was the Asian shop Nordic? I was alright. I just bought a Lucozade. I was tired in the morning, so I went and bought an orange Lucozade, and that was the only shop I was near. So, yeah, here's what it is. I apologize, guys. I apologize. I think people will be surprised how easily Beterbiev dispatches a Bivol. That's what I'm thinking. Look, as I've been saying for a long time, look, if Beterbiev is Beterbiev, if he is the guy he's been in his most recent fights, I don't see how Bivol lasts the distance against him. I really don't. I just don't see it. But I've still got that bloody nagging thought in the back of my mind that makes me think that by the time the fight happens, he's going to be old and shot. I've always had that in the back of my mind in regards to that fight, and that's why I find it so interesting. If I knew for certain that it was going to be prime Beterbiev, I wouldn't give Bivol a chance. But I don't know that for certain, so I give Bivol a chance. The Zog shows are using bots to get people banned. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Because I'd say when you go to mainstream channels, like, the vast majority of the comments are just from bots, you know? Way too many ads and censorship on YouTube now. Exactly, it's boring. It's not what it used to be, you know? It's just like the TV now. You know anyone with links to Triple B to ask him if he got deleted or he deleted his channel. I've got no links for him at all. I don't know how to get in touch with him. Hopefully he gets in touch with us, you know. Talking about women's boxing, then men's tampon for an ad promotion sounds pretty Jewish. Yeah, it does actually. Boxers like Loma, Kovalev, Pak, GGG all retired as affecting the sport. Yeah, and there's no fighters like them coming through. At least not that what I can see. It's like a different generation now, you know? Yeah, I'm so tired of the word incel from those 304 bops and cracker simps. Mate, see when you see on my channel, I don't know if you've noticed this, every single time I see the word incel on my channel, it it doesn't matter under what context. If I see that word in the comment section, I immediately, without even reading the rest of the comment, I just block the person. Like without even reading the rest of the comment because what I've noticed, I don't know why this is exactly, that there's a few words to look out for, right? Another word to look out for is brain rot, right? Whenever you see a comment that says brain rot, you know for it, like go to that channel and tell me what you think. Like click on the link of of the channels that post that comment, and it's the same with the word incel, right? You go to the channel and it's always a ghost account that has like a variation of the same picture or name, and it just seems like an automated spam bot. It's like when you go on Reddit, right? And you see the conversations on there. I don't really use Reddit, but like whenever I have been on there, like very few real people you come across, and again that's just what I've noticed in the comment section when you see comments that use the word incel and they use the word brain rot and all that sort of shit. Like a lot of that dialogue, it's literally just automated spam bots. It's not even real people. So as soon as I see it, there's no discussion. I just block the person immediately. Like my block list on my channel must be as long as my arm, maybe even longer. The amount of comments I don't even finish reading the comment. As soon as I see any red flags, they go straight on my blacklist and I block them immediately, you know? They don't even know what, yeah, exactly. It's not even about what it means. It's just it seems to be one of them things. It's just what I don't even know if it's necessarily intentional. It's one of these words that's just a giveaway. It's like a red flag. You know when you hear people say certain things, like you hear someone say a certain thing, it lets you know the type of person you're dealing with. It's not the type of person that's going to have any sort of good faith argument or discussion. So you don't waste your time with them. I just get rid of them immediately. You know, you have the sex bot comments. Yeah, Triple B's having a break. Oh, is he now? That's good. NHL highlight packages are filled with OnlyFans bots. Yeah, yeah, OnlyFans bots all over the place because they try to direct you towards it. It's really creepy. I hope Tyson Fury humbles himself and truly gets to know Jesus. As of right now, he's heading down the path of being told, "I never knew you." Yeah, exactly. Look, Tyson Fury openly proclaims himself to be a believer in Christ, but the way that he behaves, he doesn't produce the fruits of a believer in Christ. You know, as far as I'm concerned. So I really hope he gets right. Like Usyk's a guy who, like, for all his faults, I genuinely believe Usyk is a repentant, born again Christian. I don't know about Fury. I don't know his heart. I believe it about Usyk though. Fury looked very heavy at the Joshua Dubois fight. Well, he did look heavy, but he looked quite thick and muscular. I thought. Like I don't think he looked in as bad a shape as he has before. Like before the first Wilder fight and that. I think he looked in better shape than he did even for the Chisora and White fights. You know. Fury was wearing a flashy pink. Oh, he wasn't wearing a flashy pink Versace suit at the Dubois fight. Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, he does have strange fashion sense for a Christian, doesn't he? Sometimes. The problem in the rematch for Fury is what if Usyk changes his strategy to improve. Exactly, and we know now both guys made certain adjustments during the first fight, but it was Usyk who was able to make the necessary adjustments to get the win. Fury wasn't, and Usyk was. So I think Usyk showed the higher boxing IQ and the more will to win in the first fight. So it could be that the rematch comes purely down to will. Does Fury want it, or does Usyk want it more? I think it'll be interesting. Joshua got worse under Ben Davison. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, who would have thought? He had no defense and was massively overcommitting to his punches. Mate, Ben Davidson, again, talk about government plants. That guy he must be related to somebody. He must have like serious government connections. Why is Ben Davison, a guy with no experience whatsoever as a decent coach, how is he getting these multi-millionaire, like world-class fighters to train with him? It doesn't make sense. Look, I would be a better trainer than Ben Davidson. I'm not even joking. Most of the guys in this comment section probably would. I just don't bloody get it. I don't get it one bit. Oh yeah, that would be a great fight. Do you know I would favour Zhang, but if he wasn't able to get to Bacoli early, Bacoli's had, he would have the durability and the stamina to have a late surge and maybe win that fight, maybe get a late stoppage. Oh yeah, look, you can't train 6 days a week doing like constant strength and conditioning and recover just by eating and sleeping. It's impossible. It's physically impossible. You need anabolic steroids. Okay. I mean, and anybody that trains regularly and is committed to strength and conditioning would know you need anabolic steroids if you're going to be an elite athlete. Talk to any world class bodybuilder or strongman, and they'll tell you the same thing. You think it's any different for combat sports? They're just too scared to tell you because they'll get accused of putting people's lives at risk by all the normies. Yeah, they're all like Garcia still owns Haney. Oh yeah, Garcia will live in Haney's head rent free for the rest of his life, probably. Ben Davison will go down as one of the greats. Would you rather drink 2 liters of diet iron brew or take a low blow from Dubois? Well, if I take a low blow from Dubois, I'll never be able to have children, so probably anyway. So yeah, I'll take the diet iron brew. Though saying that might kill my sperm as well, and so either way, I'm probably never going to be able to have children. But I'll take my chances with the diet iron brew. It'll hurt less. I don't see how Ben can turn Campbell Hatton around. He is detritus. Detritus. Am I just too dumb to read that? I don't know. Like, nah, Campbell Hatton's rubbish and Ben Davison is rubbish. Who has Tank actually beat? He beat a bunch of weight drained regular champions. Because he's the 3-weight regular champion. You know. Yeah, yeah. Haney is pure estrogen, fighting style and personality. In fighting style and personality, yeah. Haney is like Paulie Malignaggi with less power and a weaker chin. That's what he is. And more effeminate and less hot. You know. I feel like Usyk is one of those guys just destined for greatness, and he's just destined to remain the undisputed champ. Probably. I mean, he's definitely proven his mettle as far as I'm concerned, and I've got no doubt he's going to be like in tip-top shape going into the rematch. And Usyk, he's at the stage now where we know we can trust Usyk. Like we know we can trust him to train to the best of his ability and to perform to the best of his ability. He's not going to go in there and shit the bed and quit, is he? Like, no, we know that about him now. Boxing would be better if we get rid of the four divas: Haney, Tank, Shakur, Ryan. The fact that people call these guys four kings is biggest insult to boxing. Yeah. Well, to be fair, it was the boxing media that came out with that nonsense. When neither one of them did anything, and they were all bloody just prospects, essentially hype jobs. They were already calling them the Four Kings. So Yeah, it just tells you everything you need to know. It was all predetermined, you know? Yeah, yeah, most of the big YouTubers got pushed by the algorithm or small-headed tunnelers, yeah. Yeah, for the vast majority of them, I would say, the vast majority of them. Bivol by UD, the inactivity, age, injury, and that's the only based on what we know about the 2 guys, that's the only realistic chance that I give to Bivol is if Beterbiev isn't the same guy that he's been in the past. If he's injured and if he's, regressed as a fighter, that's the only chance I give Bivol. Because if all else is equal, from their last 2 fights, I honestly think, Beterbiev's gonna walk him down and ragdoll him, if truth be told. Like, Bivol will have his moments, but Vosdik had his moments. You know, Diaz had his moments. A lot of guys who are, you know, sort of upright European fighters who fight with that pendulum step, fight from long range, they had success here and there against Beterbiev, but he just ground them down and stopped them. So I don't see how Beaver will be able to deal with that. He's not as strong as some of those guys. He's not shown to be as durable or as powerful, has he? So I don't know, man. It's not looking good for Beaver. It's not. It's not looking good for him at all. Does anyone know if Beterbiev's knee is totally wrecked? Well, he's had knee injuries for years, so it's definitely a problem, without a doubt. It's definitely a problem. Triple B's coming back. Apparently, he's taking a break to sort out some stuff in his life. Well, that's good. Everybody needs a break. The word is overused and redundant, and it used to push misandrous ideology on men because it's bad socially to be labeled the outward. Do you know that's another thing I noticed? That's why. And I think this is just a subconscious thing with me. That's why I don't even engage with it. Whenever I see that word, if you try to respond to someone and say, "Oh no, I'm married and I have 7 kids," and all this, it feels like you're trying to justify yourself to some degenerate on the internet who's just literally just a ghost account and probably an automated spam bot. You don't need to you don't need to prove anything to these people. You don't need to justify yourself. So don't the way I see it, and again, this is just like I said, for me, this is just like it's a subconscious thing that I do. Don't even engage with them at all. Don't give them any interaction. As soon as you see the comment, don't even finish reading it. Just block the person and then be done with it. And that's how I deal with that sort of thing now. And that's why you're not going to see many spam bots in my comment section compared to a lot of channels. Brain rot, incel, toxic, bad faith, and Russian propaganda are all weaponized words to make people out to be bad. Exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about earlier. You see comments, right, with the word brain rot or incel and stuff like that, and like even if it's only subconscious, you're not talking to a real person. You're either talking to some sort of plant, right, who's making spam or who's making ghost accounts to try and twist a narrative or to try and, like, pollute the conversation, or you're literally just dealing with AI. You're literally just dealing with an automated spam bot. So as soon as I see either of those words in a comment and it's on my channel, blocked immediately. I don't even finish reading the comment. I block them immediately. No discussion, you know? Many of these women that call men I words are 30 to 40-year-old women with dying eggs who failed to reproduce due to being low IQ and listening to SOG media. Do you know, you're probably right about that actually, but again, I think that's even that's giving the situation too much credit. I would go beyond that and say that it's not even that. It's literally just AI. That's what I would say. I don't even think. I, do you know? I'm a spiritual person, right? When you read, sometimes it can be hard to tell what a person's like just from their comments on the internet. But sometimes you get a vibe, don't you? When you read somebody's comments in the comment section on the internet, sometimes you can tell that that person is just soulless, that they've got nothing about them. So it makes you wonder, is it actually a human being that you're talking to, or is it literally just AI? Because that's what it literally seems like to me. Literally just seems like AI. Yeah, yeah, Nordic Warrior ain't playing. Do I ever? You know? It started as misogynist and racist, but that became cringe, so it went to incel. Yeah, and that's what it seemed like. It's like, you know how calling someone racist for years and years used to be a good way to shut them down and silence them, and again have them. Yeah, that used to be the common cliche, right? Was you're a racist, and then the response would you would try and justify yourself to them. You would say, "No, I'm not racist. I have black friends. I have black friends. I'm not homophobic. I have homo friends." Like that used to be, or I'm not a misogynist. I'm married. And or I'm not a misogynist. I have female family members and all that. And then it's like it got to the point people got so sick and tired of hearing that it was just like, piss off, homo, piss off. Like you would respond to somebody called you a racist. Like someone calls me a racist. I tell them I say go back to your own country. Fuck you. Like nobody can. That's the kind of way I would respond to that. And it's because again, you get so sick and tired of it to the point where it's watered down. And whenever somebody else hears somebody like from that community say that person is racist, he's racist, the automatic response in their mind is he though? Like, is he really racist, or are you just saying that because it's what everybody says now? So it's like it just became a cliche. It became too common, and like you say, it became cringe. That's how things become cringe when they get used to death, essentially. So they had to go beyond it. So instead of calling you a misogynist or a racist, they had to call you an incel. Like you said, that's the new thing. That's the thing that's not cringe yet. So it's like they had to make it more personal than it already was, and they had to make it not about your prejudices and the types of people that you just don't like or you don't. It has to be about things that are wrong with you personally. It has to be about your lack of fulfillment in life, or I don't know. I don't even know really how to put it, but that's it's a very very personal term, isn't it? Like to call someone an incel, there's something very personal about that. It's like they're going, they've got to really up the ante. So I wonder what it's going to be next. So like when the whole incel thing dies out, when people get sick and tired of hearing it and sick and tired of seeing it, what's it going to be next? Is what I'm wondering. Like, what's the new term? What's the new thing going to be? Like, because these things just get done to death, don't they? And I really think if culture was if we had a culture where people just didn't listen to that nonsense and kind of went about it the way I do and set a precedent where you just block those people instantly as soon as you see them trying to stir up trouble, just block them and only engage in conversation with people who actually have anything to add to the conversation. Only engage with real people. People who are actually human beings with a soul. Like, I think the world would be a much better place. I really do. Facts. Videos of women in their late 20s and 30s and beyond complaining all the time that nobody wants them. And I suspect the next gen women are doomed as well. Well, why would you want one of those women when you can have a virtual waifu? I don't know. I'm only messing, but you see what I'm saying, though, don't you? That's the way we're going in society, isn't it? Oh yeah. Pound that like button. Pound that like button and subscribe. And don't forget to hit up my Cash App and my Patreon and give me them ducats. I've been seeing incel everywhere. I thought it must be super popular with the kids. But that's the thing, though. This is another reason why I say it's not real people, because I don't think I've ever heard anybody in real life use that word. Like just walking around, you don't hear people saying it. But when you go on the internet, it's all over the place. People post it everywhere in so many different comment sections. It's weird. Stavern career retrospective would be cool, even though he wasn't really that good. Yeah, that'll be a good one to talk about. I'm gonna be doing Eddie Chambers soon. I actually meant to have that one done this week. Got caught up with something, but that's probably my next one because that one was requested a while ago. So I'm gonna do Eddie Chambers retrospective. I wanted that to come right after the right after the Samuel Peter video. I just got delayed with it. But yeah, that one will be coming pretty soon. But yeah, Stavern would be interesting too. I think Fury will get stopped this time. He will go for it and run out of gas. I could totally see that because if he goes in there like more gun ho this time, trying to break him down, then he obviously leaves himself open to getting countered by Usyk, who's a pretty good counter puncher. You know, has anyone in their real life seen women hit the wall? Well, everybody gets older, you know, not just women. Everybody gets older, don't they? You know. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Pride goeth before the destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. Absolutely, absolutely. Being an incel is not even a bad thing. Some men are born that way. Society hates incel. I mean, they even ruined the new Joker movie because incels resonated. But what exactly do you mean by being an incel? Like what this is I don't even know how to like I've heard that term so many times. I don't even know how to describe it. Does it just mean that you're ugly? Is that what that means? Like does being an incel mean that you're ugly? And I know technically what the word stands for, but what does it mean in like a political context? Because people use it in like political commentary. Like they use it to describe groups of people. What I don't get it. I don't know how to articulate that. Like again, does it just mean you're ugly? Because there's lots of ugly people, but you don't. They don't all get called like there's disabled people. Like there's people who don't have genitals and shit. Like because of accidents. What are they? Are they incels? Like what does it even mean? Like in a political context. Fury is a one-handed puncher. Usyk took his right hand away from round 6. Over for Fury. I don't know if I'd necessarily say he's a one-handed puncher because he's got a pretty mean left hook to the body. I think Fury's left hook to the body is actually quite underrated. He's taken out a few opponents with it, but he's definitely a lot more coordinated with the right hand. His uppercut's a lot better with the right hand. And I think Usyk had the left hand basically blocked due to being a southpaw. He was able to take away Fury's lead hand, you know? Fury needs to hold the center of the ring better this time. Oh yeah, that's without a doubt. That's a given. He has to push Usyk back. Otherwise, he's not going to have a chance, you know? Hugh Fury looks about 50. I don't see him going anywhere. Yeah, he ages like milk. Then again, Fury looks a lot older than his actual age, doesn't he? Like Tyson Fury. Shout out to Del Boy. Good to see you here, Del Boy. God bless you. Campbell can of soup pattern. Yeah, Campbell soup. Oh, that's good. I liked Hands of Foam as well. That was a good one. Sup, Chad? Yeah, how's it going? How's it going, Del Boy? And shout out to Chad as well. God bless him. Every time. I like that one though. Campbell soup. It's a good one, isn't it? Haney got clearly beaten by an over the hill featherweight, but was on the pound for pound list before the Garcia fight. Classic American hype job. Yeah, what would? But that's the thing. They'll say the reason he's on there is because he was undisputed, which is just bullshit. Being undisputed shouldn't mean that you're on the pound for pound list because pound for pound's meant to be about skill, you know. Usyk is already Hall of Fame and a great. Oh yeah, he was long. He was, as far as I'm concerned, he was a Hall of Famer before he even fought AJ. I think he was already on that level. You know, Shakur is easily the worst in that list, even worse than Haney. I agree. I don't think Shakur can crack an egg. Like that guy is so weak. You know, couldn't punch the skin off a rice pudding. He's got no technique. He's a coward who just runs all night. I honestly think he's complete and utter garbage. I really do. Don't rate him one bit. No, Usyk is a member of the Orthodox Church, which is a cult similar to Roman Catholicism. The Ukrainian woman who attends the Baptist Church says that Orthodoxy teaches a works salvation. Well, that's not what I've heard. See the research that I've done into Orthodoxy, yeah, it has its own sort of cultural what's the word I'm looking for? Its own little traditions and its own like stupid shit. But from what I can tell, they teach proper biblical scripture. I don't think it's anywhere near as like worldly and cult like as the Catholic Church. I really don't think so. But even some Catholics, I believe, can be saved as long as they understand the gospel, are truly repentant and truly trust in Christ. I believe that they can. I believe they can still be saved. I really do. Devin Haney is more overhyped and more overrated than Paulie Malignaggi ever was, but I don't believe Haney was any better. Yeah, I think Malignaggi was considerably better than Haney in his prime. I genuinely do. What do you think? What do you make of Boatsy Hutchinson fight? I thought it was suspicious how Hutchinson was just topping Boatsy, not putting power in his punches. I think it was a lack of stamina and a lack of overall durability that cost Hutchinson because he for sure had the skills to win that fight. He was the technically better fighter of the two. He just wasn't athletic enough. And he had success too. He was able to hurt Buatsi, was able to outbox him at times, but it just wasn't enough. It wasn't assertive enough. He wasn't as he wasn't aggressive enough when he needed to be. It was just a situation of a guy who just didn't have it in the tank. Lack of experience, lack of stamina is what it is. He came close, but came up short. Imagine if Beterbiev is absolutely outboxing Bivol for 3 rounds, then he just stops. Yeah, yeah, like Ramirez. Could see that. I could see that. Hope not. I hope it's a real fight. I'm so sick of boxing YouTube videos, making videos about shit boxers, saying Twitter like paparazzi. Make me, yeah, yeah. We are seeing so many signs of the end times. Yeah, we've been seeing them for a while. We certainly have. Will Anthony Joshua now refrain from shopping in black shops after the Dubois beating? Well, he should. I mean, because he said he was the superior race, so he can't show his face in that community anymore after losing to a few white guys and then another black guy. He can't show his face. He's humiliated himself. I can sit here and have a conversation with AI, and it's a woman. Yeah, you could get yourself a virtual waifu, like in that bloody movie. What was it? Blade Runner or whatever. One of the Blade Runner movies, and he gets like a virtual like hologram wife. I think they did that in that movie. You remember that movie, The Sixth Day? And he has a woman, but it's like a hologram. I thought that was quite funny. That was like a vision of the future. It actually happened. And someone then calls you a racist, just say yeah and they have no response. I did that at my old work. People called me a racist. I'm like, yeah, and what? Sven Otke retrospective remastered. Yeah, should I do that? Should I remaster the Sven Otke video and like discuss his amateur career and like the stuff he did between fights, his training, what his favorite food was, his favorite restaurants, and all that? Should I do that? Just a pure like Sven Otke biopic or whatever. That'd be good. A full breakdown. It's not the kids, it's millennials online who never amounted to anything and adopted leftist politics as their religion. Well, everybody needs a god, don't they? So, just like the Israelites who refused to follow the commandments and worship the true God of Israel. What was it? They worshipped Baal and other pagan deities, which led to their destruction. So history is repeating itself. Everybody needs a god, whether it's a celebrity or whether it's the real triune God of the Holy Bible. Everyone needs it, don't they? If only subconsciously they realize it. Klitschko's knockout of Chambers is one of my favorite knockouts. Yeah, that was brutal. The way that he just jumped across the ring and just skimmed his forehead or like skimmed the top of his, like, no, it was his temple, wasn't it? He skimmed his temple with the left hook and he just slumped into the ropes out cold. That was brutal. I remember that too. Yeah, you did. You requested the Chambers one. That one's going to be coming soon. I meant to have it up last week. I got caught up with stuff. Yeah, and I know what it means. I know it means involuntary celibate, but that doesn't make any sense. Like, involuntary celibate doesn't make any sense. You could look, you could be like the ugliest cunt in the world, and you can still get laid. It doesn't. So what does it mean involuntary celibate? Nobody's involuntarily celibate. That doesn't make sense. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Like, does that mean there's like women incels too? Like, if you're like a 90-year-old woman, does that mean you're an incel? Like, I mean, technically it shouldn't, because a 90-year-old woman could could generally, like, technically still get laid, so it doesn't make sense, you know? Means you're involuntarily celibate and can't get women is basically, but again, it's the same issue. Like, what, you can still get women. Of course you can. Anyone can. Like, oh, I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm from a different generation, you know, where things made sense, you know. Anyone think Ronnie Rios can win? Ball ain't that good. He gets buzzed in every fight. He does, but he's also very, very crafty on the inside, and he seems to be very good at surviving and breaking down his opponents, you know? It seems like it to me anyway. He's a winner, you know? It's called astroturfing. Back when the Wheel of Time show was announced, every single Reddit sub and forum was compromised. And I noticed as well, see, if you try to post something on Reddit, you'll literally just get banned for some bullshit reason. Like, you'll get banned, like, by some bot, some AI bot, and it will send you a message saying, "We noticed that your post," like, obviously I'm paraphrasing, something along these lines. It'll be like, "We noticed that your post violated our terms and conditions on self-promotion or on hate speech," or something. And it'll literally be like, it'll be just some bullshit reason that makes no sense, and the post will have nothing to do with what is being it with what the reason is suggesting. And it's like, am I is my post getting removed because I'm a real person trying to say something, and only AI verified spam bots are allowed on this website, you know, or the actual moderators? Is that what it is, you know? Incel is just a word used by people with certain views to describe people who don't believe in their views. It's just a way to shut them down without having to actually prove them wrong. Mate, I made a review for Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, and I gave it a 5 out of 10. And I had people in the comments calling me an incel because I gave Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 a 5 out of 10. Somebody's going to need to explain that to me. I don't get it. Like, I actual my actual job involves dealing with abuse and assault victims, and never once was the term incel ever used in that context. It only exists online. Exactly. Have you ever heard anybody in like real life use that word that's not on the internet? I've never met an incel, only seen them online, and they're a tiny minority and are just black-pilled autists. The topic gets too much coverage. Do you know, there's a very, very that's something I was going to talk about. Autism and the internet do not mix well. Like, when you get people who are like severely autistic and they end up on the internet, I feel like these people, it's like they become very, very dangerous. You know, that they're able to form like dangerous cults of other autists, and they get these really weird ideas, and they have way too much of an influence than they should, you know. I've noticed that. So yeah, I could maybe there's like communities of people. Maybe that's how the whole thing started. Maybe there was like a community of like autistic people who called themselves the incel community, and then it just spiraled out of control, and now everybody who is even like, somehow it ended up in politics, and now anybody who's like a conservative is an incel, or something. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't pay enough attention, I guess. They label anyone who's critical of feminism as an yeah, yeah, I've noticed that too. Exactly. It's, "You don't like feminism because you've never touched a woman." It's that type of shit. And I'm like, first of all, how could you possibly know that? And secondly, why would not having touched a woman mean you don't like feminism? That doesn't make sense. Like, Again, I don't get it. I just don't understand the thought process behind that. Maybe I'm not supposed to understand it. Maybe that's the point. You know, I've said before on here, you can't apply logic to situations when when there is none, if you know what I mean, you know? You can't argue with an idiot, basically. Shakur can crack his own hand, but not an egg, yeah. He'd crack his own hand on an egg, maybe, you know? Maybe we could get Joshua Wilder now, since both are at the end of their careers. Well, it would make sense, kind of a loser leaves town fight, you know? Or maybe just a retirement cash out fight for both of them, who knows? Agreed, people milk it for content and to describe their enemies. Yeah, like if someone doesn't like a game, you can use it to describe them. Okay, Triple D the boxer. So I thought you guys were talking about a YouTuber by Triple D. I'm getting old, yeah. Yeah, you're getting old, Hawker. You'll end up on the in the retirement home. It's a buzzword that people bring out when they are losing an argument. Yeah, exactly. If they don't have an argument, if all else fails, just call them an incel. I guess that'll work, you know. I'd love to see a motivated Otke rematch Robin Reed. Mate, do you want Robin Reed to die? Do you really want a motivated Sven Otke to go in there and set about Robin Reed? I'd like to have seen it. I'm not lying. I'm not gonna lie, I'd have watched it if I could have. I got called racist so many times, especially on YouTube over the years by the Mayweather fan. Oh yeah, you were the original. You were the original racist in the YouTube boxing community, Hawker. You know, you were like Yakub. You were like the YTBC's version of Yakub. You know, yeah. Mayweather isn't undefeated. He lost his O at a Diddy party. That's gross. Felix Sturm retrospective would be good when he officially retires. You know what? That's on my to-do list. That's definitely on my to-do list. I'm definitely going to do a Felix Sturm video because he had a great career and it's still pretty much ongoing, isn't it? So, yeah, I'd like to see it. I mean, I'd like to make it, should I say. That's how I respond to being called a racist. Instead of trying to prove I wasn't racist like all white people were doing at the time, I would just tell them why they're racist, the very worst one. Hawker, you are like so based. I don't even know how to put it into words. But you are like way ahead of your time, honestly. Like I wish I had the balls that you had back in like 2004. I really do, man. Like you are like incredibly based. Incredibly based. Just don't be a beta box or pay pig. It's not a good look. Yeah. Don't be buying slags drinks. Don't yeah, I don't I don't know why you'd go to a bar and buy a girl a drink only for her to like piss off and leave you. Like I've never done that. I've never bought a girl a drink in my life. Never. Well, I've bought my missus a drink, but I've never bought a girl that I'm not already dating a drink. Never done that. That's literal simp shit, you know. Nottingham Goose Fair has been open for a week. If you didn't know, might go tonight. I used to go to that when I was a kid. I've not been in years and years though. I might actually sometime that I'm down in Nottingham when it's on, I might go down. I'm actually going to Nottingham in the end of October. I'm going down for a week or just under a week, and me and my mate are going to the Jack Catterall fight in Manchester. We're driving out that Jack Catterall Prograis fight, which will probably be boring, but it'll be a night out, so why not? But yeah, that's the next time I'm in Nottingham. If I was down there now, I'd probably go to it, but to the Goose Fair. But yeah, I'm not going until the end of October. Yeah, Riddick Bowe, he would be a good retrospective video. I think he would do very well in this era because Riddick Bowe, you know, he was a big guy, tough, durable guy, but he could also fight on the inside, and he was quite rugged, and he had, you know, better. He had better like situational awareness inside than a lot of the big heavyweights do now. So I think Riddick Bowe would do very well in today's era, but I think against like the absolute elite, like the likes of Fury and Usyk, they might be a little bit too athletic and a little bit too advanced for him. But
I would favor Riddick Bowe over someone like Anthony Joshua or Daniel Dubois. Or I think he would take Wilder apart. I think he would beat those guys. It's not to say that he would beat everybody because, Riddick Bowe was a little bit poor defensively. He could get hit in that, but he was very, very good. Like I said, for a big guy, he was good on the inside and he had power in both hands. He was awkward, very, very durable. So he would do very well. I think he would definitely be a champion in today's era. People put way too much value on getting laid. It's not all that. Yeah, I know. It's natural. It's like taking a shit. This is why again. That's why I don't understand this term incel. Like getting laid is as natural as if that was what was on your mind. It was what you wanted to do. It's as natural as taking a dump. It's not that difficult. That there's millions of women out there, millions. Well, it's not. I just let's not even get into it. I've noticed how on Twitter you can never openly criticize almost anyone. You can openly criticize almost everyone. If you say anything negative about the small headed tunnelers, you're getting banned. Well, you know why that is, don't you? I don't need to spell it out. You know why that is. Sven, is to find out who you're not allowed to criticize. Yeah, those are the rulers. Yeah, that's the classic old quote, isn't it? In this generation, it's pretty hard. Like, yeah, it's not impossible for a guy that's disabled, 4'11" Indian guy. He's going to struggle and will be considered incel. But he'll only get called incel if he's a conservative, right? Or if he criticizes feminism. Nobody's going to walk past a 4'11" Indian guy who's disabled and point at him and say, ha ha ha, you're an incel. Like, nobody's going to do that, are they? It's always used in a political context, or it's always used as some sort of ad hominem. It's not just something that's said willy nilly. It's not just said for the sake of it, it's just ridiculous. And like I said, it's only ever online, Let the feminist women dig their graves. Oh yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let them shoot themselves in the foot. It is what it is. Same thing happened to Ghost of Tsushima subreddit. They announced a sequel with a female lead, had more posts whining about incels than actual fans whining about DEA. Yeah, and the ones whining about incels are bots. It's Reddit, so it's literally bots. You think YouTube is bad. Reddit's worse with that shit. It's mostly bots. Or just become a volcel. Remove yourself from the video game or from the game board and don't play Paxi game. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means, Yeah, actual complaints. Yeah, I know what you were saying. Yeah, I don't know if Felix still boxes. Yeah, he had a fight not too long ago. He fought that Istvan Zili guy twice. He beat him the first time on points. Or did he? No, did he? Was that the guy he beat, or was that the guy? No, that was the guy who beat him. Like he beat a guy by a decision, then he stopped him in the rematch. I forgot whether that was his latest fight or not. They've all got AIDS and pumped full of negro juice anyway. Who wants to slap? Yeah. That's a concern, isn't it, with any woman? They buy a drink for a girl to spike her. Oh yeah, some like degenerates would do that. I wouldn't do that personally. I spit a drink. Oh, you spilt a drink. I thought you said you spat a drink on a girl then. I was going to say you spilt a drink on a girl. Why'd you do that? Did you do it on purpose? Or was it an accident? I've bought enough drinks for the ladies to get you drunk for a year. Yeah, it wouldn't be me. Wouldn't be me. I got better things to do with my money, like buy Iron Brew, Ryan versus Tiafimo is the only good fight. Tank, Haney, and Shakur are all manufactured hype job and will get knocked out if they got into a real fight. I agree. Yep, I agree with that. Juan Manuel Marquez would be a good retrospective. That would be a very interesting one. Very interesting one, without a doubt. The guys that got kicked out of 100 nations got expelled 1,000+ times in total. Gee, I wonder who they were. People say Ali's the GOAT. I think Usyk will make Ali look like a bum. Oh, yeah. Usyk would knock Ali out in the first round. First round. Yeah, Usyk would destroy Ali. First round knockout. Getting laid is getting you in hell eventually. For real. A whore is a deal ditch. Fornication is sin. Yep, absolutely. It says so in the Bible. Yep, no fornicator shall inherit the kingdom of God. So find yourself a wife. You know, that's what you need to do. There was a story of male incels going into femcel Reddit, making a move on them, and they got rejected. Really? Yeah, it was a Forever Alone Woman subreddit. Yeah, well, femcel is an actual fake term. Well, Reddit is a really scary place, isn't it? Like, I'm glad I don't go there. Accident, the place was crowded and all right, I see. Oh, that's all right then. As long as you didn't just go up to some like random woman and just pour a drink on her just for the sake of it. That's not nice, you know. Are you buying the new boxing game? It's coming out next week, Friday. We'll see. We'll see. I'll look at the reviews first, and I'll take my time to make my decision. But I'm not just going to go out and buy it immediately on day one. I'm going to think about it, because who knows? It could have some ESG in there, which I don't particularly want to finance. You know, buying some when I drink in my era is like you giving someone a super chat. Yeah. That's like the original super chat is like buying someone a drink. Yeah, I get that for sure. I'd knock out Ali in the first round with my PEDs. Yeah, you'd hit him in the balls and he'd go down. Usyk or the other Ukrainian? You mean the Klitschko's? That'd be interesting. Usyk versus either of the Klitschko's. It'd be hard to call who would win, you know? Most divisions in boxing are dead now. Few remaining decent ones will be dead in the next 2 years. Well, whether or not they're dead, it's just not much interesting happening, you know? That's what I've noticed. It's not that interesting, is it? You know? Yeah, Reddit is awful. Everywhere on our picks is just leftist political cesspool. Yeah, because if you're not a leftist, you're not allowed on there. And I think most of the leftists on there aren't even bloody real people. I literally just think they're spam bots, you know? Alex, yo, bro, I'm 23, my girl is 18. You think that's too big an age gap? No, of course not. It's not a big age gap at all. That's only 5 years. It's not a big age gap at all. It's nothing. And plus 18 is perfectly legal. It's perfectly pubescent. I don't know. Like that's not too young at all. That's fine. I hope you marry her and have loads of kids. Have you seen Birmingham vlogs? No. I've been to Birmingham loads of times though. It's a shithole. I don't like it. But yeah, there's I've not seen them, no. Women complain about not getting laid with certain men. They reject the male incels. Yeah, they just don't get laid by chads, I guess. Oh yeah, by gigachars. They don't get laid by gigachar. I'm still waiting for the return of gigachar. Yeah, when's Gigachar fighting? He was meant to fight Pulev, then he bitched out of it. It's a shame. I thought Pulev was going to win that. Thoughts on Bivol versus Opetaya? Opetaya might be too big and too powerful for Bivol. Bivol's probably a better boxer. Opetaya is just so much stronger, more explosive. I think he would beat Bivol up, probably stop him. I think it's a mismatch, you know. Most men go with a woman younger than them, you notice. Yeah. Me and my missus, I'm 5 months older, so we're the same. We're the same year we were born, same age. I'm 5 months older, so yeah. Is that too big an age difference? I don't, I'm just kidding. Thoughts on Bivol versus Opetaya? Oh wait, I already read that. Didn't I? What am I saying? Don't like Birmingham. Yeah, Birmingham's a shithole. I don't like it. It's a weird place. Then again, most places in the UK are shitholes now. You know, I've been there many times. That's what I said. Is it? Char versus Pulev in... Oh, is Char fighting Pulev in December? Did it get rescheduled? Yes, get in. I doubt it'll happen though. I think Char will pull out. But yeah, that'll be interesting. It'll be a fun fight. Like that's a proper like that's another one of them. It's like Ricky Burns taking on Willie Lemond, isn't it? It's one of them fights. It's like, did I wake up in 2008 or something? Like, what's going on here? Like, am I back in time? That's what that fight's like. But it's like, am I in 2012? Like, am I in a different era? You know? In my eyes, Pacquiao is the real GOAT, greatest fighter to ever walk on the planet. Pacquiao will forever be my favorite fighter. He's probably mine too. Like Pacquiao is a legend of the game. Anyone that denies that is just a moron. Easily the greatest resume in boxing history. What's that profile picture? It's PS1 Jar Jar Binks. I mentioned earlier I was playing Phantom Menace on the PS1. I completed it last night. So yeah, I've got PS1 Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, Manuel Char is hilarious. Like, Manuel Char is one of the greatest trolls in the history of heavyweight boxing. Like, how that guy has been able to be relevant and has been able to hold a world title and parade it around and call himself world champion. And he even has his own theme song and everything. And he's like a minor celebrity, despite literally being like a journeyman boxer. He was like a journeyman boxer in like 2012 to 2014. And since then, he's just been like inactive and barely done anything. Yet still, he's like one of the longest reigning world champions in the heavyweight division. It's crazy, man. I just don't get it. He's an expert troll, you know? Expert troll. Jar Jar, yep, it's PS1 Jar Jar Binks. Misa called Jar Jar Binks, Misa your humble servant. Oh, but it is my lie. Oh, my. Yep, that's Star Wars, dude, yeah. Why men go with younger women? Well, I think it's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's pretty obvious you'd want a younger woman, you know, because they're more fertile and less used up, in generally speaking, you know. It's natural to want a woman who's a virgin, you know. This chat got pretty black pilled. Not necessarily. I wouldn't say so. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with being black pilled. I don't think I would go that far with this chat though. Giga Chad walked, so Giga Char could run. Yeah, yeah. Giga Char, he's the new Giga Chad. That's one of the best ones ever, isn't it? Giga Char. It's one of the best memes in boxing. I've got to be honest, it really is. Which performance do you think is Beterbiev's best? Definitely the Callum Smith fight. Definitely his best performance. I think that was where all his skills came together. You know, his defense was on point. His jab was great. Footwork, lead hand control, aggression, shifting, cutting off the ring, backing him up on the ropes, executing his attacks, expertly positioning Smith where he needed to be to take him out and take him out in style. Punch perfect performance, I thought. Without a doubt, his best performance of his whole career, you know. Black-pilled is based. Yeah, it depends what you mean by black-pilled, though. I have a different interpretation to that, you know, with that term than a lot of people. And I made a whole video about it, you know, which I'm sure some of you have seen. Yeah, Char is a massive troll. Yeah, I thought Pulev retired as well until he fought until he fought what's his name, that Polish guy, Andrei Warshik. Then he fought Char or he was set to fight Char shortly after. But he ended up fighting that Ukrainian butterbean looking guy instead, you know, because Char pulled out. Now I hear they might be rescheduling it. Let's hope so. I'm rooting for Pulev to win that WBA title. That'd be funny, man. Can you imagine it? I just want to. I like Pulev. I've got like a soft spot for him. I want to see him win that title. I think it would be quite funny, you know. Beterbiev Opetaya would be an interesting fight too. I think I'd probably still favor Opetaya. I think he's younger, closer to his prime, probably more powerful, and it would probably be a shootout. I think his size would be the difference, size and his power. Thoughts on the quality of the Phantom Menace as a film? I love the Phantom Menace. I've always loved it. I think it's a great movie. I think it's got one of the best lightsaber battles of the entire series. Like the Darth Maul fight at the end is badass, like badass fight scene. And I I think the thing I like about the Phantom Menace, even though there's not as much action as some of the other Star Wars films, I think the Phantom Menace has a lot of really great world building. If that makes sense, you learn a lot about the like political situation of the universe, and you learn a lot about the different planets, the Senate, and all that. And I just think there's so much, like you get so much story crammed into one movie that I find it so interesting, especially since I have engaged in some of the like supplementary material. You know, Star Wars is one of them series where you obviously get a certain amount of world building and information and story and lore from the movies, but there's so much supplementary material in terms of like the books, the video games, comics, short stories and stuff like that. And I like that a lot of that stuff came from what you get in the Phantom Menace. It set up a lot of other things, you know. True being black pilled is based. Yep. Chisora owes Pulev a third fight. Yes, absolutely. Chisora owes Pulev a third fight in Bulgaria. Let's get it. Let's get it. Why not? I wonder if the women in their 20s now will complain in the future. Listen, it's kind of a stupid question. You're asking, you're wondering if women will complain. Think about that very carefully. Women complaining. What else do women do other than complain? That's like 90% of what they do. It's just in their nature. That's what women do. They complain. 5 months. Is that a huge age gap? That was funny. Yeah, that's the thing. Me and my missus met when we were 17, so we were just kids when we met, essentially. So yeah, we were born the same year, 1994, and I guess I'm a what's the term I'm looking for? I'm a what is it, cradle snatcher or something like that, because she's 5 months younger. I don't know. It sounded like a funny thing to say at the time. You know, it's one of them. We're the same age, essentially. Pac-Man ain't scared of losing his O. Automatically puts him over any of the cherry pickers in the current era. Yeah, like your Devin Haney's and all that, who are just terrified of losing because they know if they do, all the black tards will stop supporting them and jump on the next undefeated black guy. You know, whereas Pacquiao, he can lose and come back stronger. You know, he's built different to them guys, you know. Charles still beats Joyce. Do you know what? Based on how Joyce looked against Chisora, I would not be at all shocked. I would not be at all shocked if Char literally could beat him. Like I would pick Joyce that night against Chisora, how he performed. I would pick any top 30 heavyweight to have a good chance of beating him. If she's under 35, you're a pedo. Yeah. It's funny because I'm sure I heard somebody say, like, I'm sure this was a joke, but like someone was saying, like, if you marry a woman who's older than 20, you're a cuck. Well, like, that's kind of like that, though, isn't it? Like, if she's under 35, you're a pedo. That's funny. I don't know. I just, again, it's one of them, isn't it? Glassjaw AJ, is your jaw still sore after I whooped you? You can't intimidate me. Who you think you are? Yeah. I ain't about that disrespect. You ain't about that life. Who's a member of the Orthodox Church, which is an unbiblical cult. They believe you are saved by good works. Well, that's not what I've heard. That's not what I've heard. Right? And any Orthodox individual I've spoken to understands the importance of believing in and trusting in Jesus Christ for your salvation and not your own works. That's not to say that works aren't important and that they shouldn't be taken into consideration. They should, without a doubt, but that's not what gets you into heaven. What gets you into heaven is believing in and trusting in Jesus Christ. It's the grace and forgiveness of Jesus Christ. You know, the deed has already been done, and the Orthodox people that I've interacted with seem to know that, you know. How far do you think the Boogeyman Slayer Caballel will go at heavyweight? It's hard to really say. It's hard to. I think Caballel is very, very good, very talented, and he seems to be hitting harder these days too. But it's hard to really say because, you know, his best wins at the moment are, of course, obviously Chisora, Makhmudov, who I think was a complete hype job, and I don't know, man. Like to me, he's at a certain level, Caballero, like really high European level, but I don't think he's world level. I don't think he's world level yet. I don't think he's. I'd need to see a couple more fights and a couple more performances yet from Caballero to really say. I'm still not overly convinced by him. Me versus Caballero, who you got? That would depend on the referee. You have a fair referee, I give Caballero a chance. But with a British, like, corrupt referee, Dubois probably hits him in the balls all night, makes him quit. Why does no one talk about O'Neal Bell? Probably just didn't have enough hype. Good fighter, but not a lot of hype. He's not one of these guys who. Yeah, so it's a good question, actually. It's something to look into. No eggs, empty egg cartoon. You don't have any eggs to 30 place. Yeah, I remember that. I saw that. I think, was it Paul Joseph Watson? I saw posted that. Imagine what Prime Pacquiao would do to Tank. Shit wouldn't even be funny. Or I'd find it funny. I would find it funny to see what Prime Pacquiao would do to Tank. That would be hilarious. That would be like what Tank did to that pregnant woman. That's what that would be like. That's what Pacquiao would do to Tank. Pacquiao would give him a taste of his own medicine. Callum Smith showed a lot of heart against Beterbiev, but he ran from Canelo for 12 rounds. Yeah, but he was scared of the counter punching. That's why. Because remember, Canelo's such a great counter puncher. So you don't throw any punches, otherwise you're dead. Basically, he'll take you out. Char has been on the wrong end of two of the most brutal knockouts ever against Povetkin and Briedis. Yep. Both of them were sickening knockouts. Sickening. And surprising that he was able to come back and become the heavyweight champion of the world. It's funny how calling Shaw heavyweight champion of the world is not something that can be done with a straight face, but it's technically true. Oh man, I've never been on Reddit. Hawker, you wouldn't last 2 seconds on Reddit. You would go on there. Those bots they would shit themselves. They would probably have a heart attack, and one of the moderators would have to ban you like instantly if you were on there. Yeah, the Briedis KO was more sudden. Like the Povetkin KO, he was hurt, then taken out. The Briedis KO, he was taken out with one punch. It was one of them more sudden ones that I don't think he saw coming. Briedis KO was low-key one of the KOs of the decade, Sven, from a skill perspective. It was that sort of half hook, half uppercut that he threw. It's fantastic. How do you rank Canelo? Is he great in your opinion? He's the greatest of all time. Like just going off record, and the opponents he was able to beat, the size advantages, Canelo is the greatest of all time. If all his fights are real, he's the greatest of all time. No doubt about it. I was worried for Callum Smith in the Canelo fight. His shoulders were getting destroyed in the fight. It was too brutal. Yeah, Callum's shoulders were so beaten up he couldn't throw a punch. Couldn't get any power. Those shoulder punches are deadly. Arthur's most badass performance is the Brown fight. Usually people with blood pouring down their eyes don't like that go into retreat mode. Yeah, he seemed to just get pissed off by it and became more aggressive and went after him. Yeah, that was an entertaining fight. I enjoyed that one. Turkey might not fund Pulev versus Chisora. Hopefully he does. Hopefully he offers Chisora like 20 million to fight Pulev in Bulgaria. With 3 Bulgarian judges and a Bulgarian ref, that'd be all right, wouldn't it? Women complaining and taking no accountability is in their nature. Of course it is. I mean, what a daft question that was. Do you think women will complain? What else do women do other than complain? That's what they, that's what they do. We need Sharia law to obey. Let's not go there, shall we? Yeah, that could be the only good thing about Sharia law. Well, that and one other thing, which I'm not going to mention, but it involves rooftops. Hint, hint.
White versus Chisora 3. Chisora, because I actually think White looked worse against Christian Hammer in that garbage fixed fight that they had than Chisora did against Joyce. I'm not even kidding. I actually think Chisora wins a third fight, you know? As long as there is O2, women will complain. Yeah, there's a few things you can be certain of in life, but women complaining, that's one of them. That's one of them. White would still beat Chisora. Both are washed up, but Chisora's older, has been in more wars. Yeah, that's true. He is older. He has been in more wars, but I just think Dillian White looked so lethargic and so slow that I could see even Chisora finding a way to win, you know? I could see it. What happened to Jalalov? Jalalov, yeah, he went back into the Olympics, didn't he? I think he won a gold, if I remember rightly, in that gay ass Olympics, you know. Thoughts on George Floyd in the new wait, George Floyd is in the new Assassin's Creed. That's kind of funny, actually. Hopefully you get to assassinate him. That'd be quite funny. Just plant fentanyl on him and he'll just stuff it down his throat and he'll end up killing himself, you know. And then an innocent man will get sent to prison over it for the rest of his life, you know. Sporting icons. Does that guy still make videos? I think I did that thing where you kind of blacklist the channel. I refused to ever watch any of his videos because he was just cooking constantly and talking a lot of crap, supporting women boxing and cooking for Anthony Joshua and all that. And I just stopped watching him. Ward beats both. Oh, you mean Wardley? Do you mean? Yeah, he probably would beat them both now. You know. Fair enough. Bivol does hit harder than his record suggests. Yeah, he probably does. But again, it's like as the competition increased, the knockouts went down. It was that kind of thing. Kind of what happened to Keith Thurman, you know. Remember, Keith Thurman used to be known as one time. You know, he only needs to hit you once and the fight's over. As soon as he started fighting like above domestic level competition, he became, you know, once every 2 years, you know. And he became a guy who went the distance, you know. That's how he was. Bro, the Bivol Canelo fight was a light spar. Of course it was. Canelo couldn't even keep his hands up after round 3. And he was gassing, and Bivol was just tapping him and moving around, toying with him. You know, that's what it was like. A light spar, you know. Matthew Hatton must have the greatest chin in history. Canelo couldn't put a dent. Yeah, he couldn't. Yeah, he can't hurt Matthew Hatton, but he's able to knock out Sergey Kovalev. You know, he can't hurt like a 40-year-old Shane Mosley, but he can knock out Caleb Plant, you know. Yeah, no comment. Sharia law and build it. We all know what that's all about, don't we? We all know. There are words spoken and words unspoken. Men who understand each other often have no need for words. I often want to see Crawford versus Teofimo. I think Crawford is avoiding Teofimo and looking to cash out against Canelo. Well, if that's a real fight, Crawford breaks Teofimo down. He's too big, too strong, you know. But you never know. Maybe by the time the fight happens, Crawford will have aged enough where Teo could find a way to win. You never know. Oh, George Floyd is the main character. Well, that makes sense because George Floyd was a, you know, degenerate criminal who robbed people's houses. So, you know, if you get to do that in the game and you also get to kill people, then yeah, that would be more accurate than most of the Assassin's Creeds, I guess. Why are white Islam converts always overweight ginger guys? Are they? I don't know. I hadn't noticed. Hadn't noticed. Sporting icon is in jail. That's why he ain't posting. Apparently, he tried to sodomize Dillian White. I was reading that there, thinking you were being serious. I'm like, well, what? And then it hit me. I'm like, all right, yeah. But yeah, I've not seen any of Sporting Icons videos in a while. Or no more Fury hating content. Well, does he hate Fury? I thought he liked Fury.
I don't know, man. I just know he cooked for a lot of the black heavyweights and all that, and he gave me a real creepy, like normie vibe. So seemed like a grifter to me. I didn't even watch him. I stopped watching him at a certain point. Favoro's ducking the Tim Tszyu rematch. Yeah, it seems like he doesn't want the rematch because he knows he'll get his ass kicked. He won the first fight because of an elbow, and had it not been for the elbow, he'd have got stopped. So, yeah, we all know what's going on there, don't we? Can you tell the British Boxing Board of Control to ban Sonny Edwards from fighting? I could tell them, but I don't think they would listen. Like, I'd need to present a very strong case of like, listen, look, this guy, he's lowering everybody's testosterone by having them watch him fight, and he's so boring, and they'll be like, yeah, but that's just the way boxing is now. It's supposed to be boring. It's feminized, you know. That's why we have women's boxing now, and the women's boxing's probably more entertaining than Sonny Edwards, you know. Should I go to the Navy? Well, that's entirely up to you. I've got no influence. I've got no intention of influencing that one way or the other. It's up to you. I wouldn't do it personally because forget that. Being told what to do on a boat with a bunch of men, nah, no thanks. I'd rather be a janitor, you know. So nah, I wouldn't do it. It's up to you. You're only 23, aren't you? So maybe you'll get decent money out of it. I don't know. Why do whites defend mass illegal influx? Because they hate themselves. They hate themselves with a passion. I mean, it's only whites that don't have to deal with it. It's only the ones that live in suburban white neighborhoods that want it. You know, people like me that live in diversity squalor. You know, we're the ones who got to deal with it. But it's them that vote for it and ask for it. You know, so yeah, I guess as long as they don't have to deal with it and we do, then that's fine. You know. Yeah, sporting icons so boring. I don't know how you can listen to a guy who just says the same shit in every video, who doesn't really have any real opinion on anything, and just is just such again, he's another one of these corporate like focus group channels who's just trying to get views and money. That's literally all he's about. So I got no time for that. It's a complete and utter waste of time. For real though, sporting icons is in jail. Oh, is he now? So I'm assuming it doesn't have anything to do with Dillian White though. Like what? Why is he literally in jail? Like, did he actually commit a crime? I don't know. Well, obviously, if he's in jail, but that's the thing. Look, sporting icons, channels like that, they're boring. You know, Hatman, all these boring corporate Rummy's Corner, Motivator, these normie boxing channels. You know what you're gonna get if you go onto them channels. You know you're gonna get the same crap you're gonna get everywhere else, right? But you know, as crappy as my channel is, and as like low effort as it can be, you know that when you come to my channel, you're getting something authentic, right? You know you're getting my genuine opinion. I'm going to tell you guys what I really think, what I really believe. I'm not trying to pander to anybody. I'm not trying to negotiate with anybody. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to deceive you with anything. I'm just trying to come on here, talk some shit, you know, have a laugh, give my true honest opinion, and hopefully produce some content that people will enjoy. And if they don't enjoy it, I don't tell them to watch it. You know, I tell them to go and watch Hatman if that's what they want. Like, you know, you're getting authenticity from my channel. So, you know, you take it as if you know, take it if you leave it, or take it or leave it. It's out of my hands. But a channel like Sporting Icons, you know, you're not getting anything authentic from that channel. You know. Anyone notice Don Charles' ego has got completely out of control? Don Charles is just a flat out prick. A guy who thinks he's hard, thinks he's like some intellectual, thinks people respect him. He's a bellend. Like that. That's one of them guys. I would love that guy. I would love that guy to come up to me and try and act hard because he would get laid out immediately. I'm not even kidding. That guy's just a prick. He's like, I hate old people who think they're hard. Like, do you remember when Fury was set to fight? He was set to fight Chisora in the rematch, the second fight, and Don Charles was like trying to act like the hard man at the weigh-in and trying to get in his face and trying to, he was trying to start a fight with Fury and members of his team, knowing damn well that it will get held back by security. But it's just like he wants to be the center of attention. He wants people to think he's intimidating, that he's like a gangster or something. That's the vibe I get from Don Charles. Like the guy's just a bully boy and a prick, just a total scumbag. And do you remember when? Do you remember when I talked about this before? After the Usyk Dubois fight, Don Charles came out and he said, if anybody says in my presence or something along those lines, he says, if I hear anybody say that Dubois quit, which is what he did, then I'm gonna punch them in the face. Now, if I was being interviewed, like if I was the interviewer there, and he said that right in front of me, I'd have been like, hang on a second. So you're saying that you're going to assault somebody for literally just telling the truth about what happened in the fight? But no, the interviewers stand there and they let him stand there and threaten anybody in the media or any of the boxing fans who just want to accurately cover what happened. And they just sit there and take it. They just sit there and let him go off like that. That gives me a real disliking for certain individuals in the boxing media as well, when they let people like that do their thing. Like, and I would love to just go up to Don Charles and just say to him, oh yeah, by the way, Dubois quit against Usyk, and then see what he does. Because if he tries to punch me in the face, well, that's assault. And I don't care if he's an old man, he's getting laid out, So there. But I wish that I've been talking a lot on this stream about how corporate the boxing media is and how corporate YouTube is. I wish there was people out there who were like us, who would ask these guys real questions and would actually challenge them on the bullshit that they do and say. Like, not one journalist in the British boxing media had the balls to ask Don Charles, why are you threatening boxing fans, or why are you threatening boxing journalists from speaking the truth? That's not right. There's a problem there. But no, they all kiss ass because they want to get interviews and they want to get paid. It's just depressing, man. It really puts me off content in general, I feel bad for Sonny. Imagine being a world champion and knowing the average guy on the street could iron you out. Yeah. Andre Ward beats both Bivol and Beterbiev. Man was on another level. This guy's getting timed out. He's getting timed out. Not having that. Not having that at all. Put user in timeout. There we are. US military is woke, gay, and whack, full of minorities and 304s. Yeah. Well, if all the gays want to join the military and get shot, who am I to say otherwise? Equal opportunities, I say. All Don Charles has taught Dubois is how to fight dirty. It's the same stuff he fought Chisora. Exactly. I mean, there's a common denominator there, isn't there? Chisora, one of the dirtiest fighters you'll ever see. Now Dubois, one of the dirtiest fighters you'll ever see. I mean, work it out for yourselves, What's your thoughts on the $800 PS5 Pro? My thoughts are I'm not buying it. Those are my thoughts, because all the games will be shit. So, yeah, I'm not interested in it. I'll stick with my PS1. Rummy's Corner is probably a cuckold that holds the camera for Tyrone and his missus. He seems the type, doesn't he? He seems the type. Rummy's Corner. Andre Ward is the greatest super middleweight fighter who ever lived. He beat Sergey Kovalev totally legitimately and with no corruption at all. And people need to stop hating. I don't know if he actually said that. I'm assuming, Pan frying a couple of giant pork chops. Well, oh man, that's beautiful. That sounds beautiful, Del. Lovely. Do you know what I had today? I had a bit of a cheat day today. I had Papa John's pizza. Right before the stream, I had a Papa John's pizza and a portion of chicken wings I got with it. It was beautiful. Really nice. So yeah, Really lovely. But that sounds awesome, man. Pork chops. I had a rump steak yesterday with some eggs. It was beautiful. So yeah, sounds awesome, man. God bless David Hay for breaking Don Charles's jaw. Yeah, that's one of the good things that David Hay would do, you know. They say the Pro has way better graphics. Promo nonsense, mate. I've seen Xbox 360 games with better graphics than the games that come out now. I'm not even kidding. Some of them look even better back then. They genuinely do. I remember that. Peter Fury would have battered Don. Never mind. Mate, Peter Fury would have bitch slapped Don Charles. I have no doubt about that. Peter Fury would beat the crap out of Don Charles easily. I mean, John Fury probably wouldn't, but Peter Fury would. But again, that's the thing I get from Don Charles. He's similar to Peter. He's similar to John Fury. He's like just a big old bully boy, you know, an old guy who thinks he's hard and, you know, wants to act hard and wants people to think he's a gangster when he's not. Like any like average guy who can fight would probably lay him out, you know. They probably would. I've turned into a menace on that boring black caller rubbish channel. I've never watched that channel. I don't think. I'm still waiting to get punched Nordic. You might get paid loads. Yeah. If Don Charles punches me and I just play the victim, I can sue him for assault. You know. I'll take a settlement out of court. I'll take the money, then I won't have to press charges. You know. I don't have an issue with the black caller anymore, but I don't watch his lives. I don't even. I've seen the black caller comment, but I've never watched his videos. At least I don't think I have anyway. If I have, I must have forgot. Yeah, as a bloke, he's okay. It's just dull. Sven, and Sarah ruined Tyavol TV, but Tyan also did. Tyan Booth is boring, man. I watched him one time for like 2 minutes and just bored me. Oh yeah, I've been doing this stream for 1 hour 52 minutes, and I just realized I had a bottle of Iron Brew. I was supposed to open it right at the start of the stream, and I forgot all about it. So yeah, that's me. Opened it now. So yeah, filled it. I actually forgot I had that, you know. Do you think boxers should go back to wearing 6-ounce gloves for fights? That really depends on the weight class. I think the smaller guys could wear 6-ounce gloves. I don't see why not, but I think it makes sense for the bigger guys to have 8-ounce and 10-ounce gloves, just because that's that's been the standard for so long that I think if they change it now, it would just make it way more complicated, and you know it would take a long time to implement it all over the world. And that I don't see the point. I think it's fine as it is in terms of the weight of the gloves. You know, just let the commission sort it out. You know. Well, that's why we should repeal the 19th Amendment. Women literally don't get drafted. Why should they vote? Well, that was one of the arguments against women getting the vote in the first place, was that a lot of women didn't want the vote because it came with responsibilities like being eligible for the draft. So, you know, that's a good point to bring up, actually, you know. Don Charles tries to act hard in interviews, tries so hard not to show any emotion and keep his face neutral. It's cringe because you can tell it's not natural. Yeah, he comes across as a bully boy to me, a bit of a thug, you know. Really can't stand him. Just a really, really unlikable individual, Don Charles is, you know. Well, at least in the United States. I don't know what you call the law that allow women to vote in the UK. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. I've not really looked into it. Don Charles is overly pedantic. He's tedious. Yeah, he's a prick. He's a prick. I can't stand him. In case you couldn't tell already, I'm not fond of Don Charles. I thought Canelo looked his best in the second Triple G fight. That Canelo would put Crawford to sleep in 6 rounds. After that, Canelo haven't fought any real fight. Even the Bivol went easy. Yeah, like I was saying before, that was a sparring session. I think Bivol could have taken Canelo out, But he decided to read the script and just carry him the distance, in my opinion, you know? I think that's what happened. Peter Fury is the actual hard man in the Fury family. Yeah, no doubt Peter Fury could fight, like back in the day when he was young. He could fight, no doubt about it. But yeah, Don Charles, I just think Don Charles is just a big loudmouth bully boy who can't fight unless he's against someone smaller and weaker, you know? So I don't that's just the vibe I get from him. I don't think he's got anything genuine about him. I think the guy's just a thug, you know. Guys, leave Rummy alone. He's clearly very autistic. So clearly very autistic, yeah. Probably, you know. Tyan is boring now and you're more entertaining than that drunk bum. Yeah, well, I think the reason for that is because again, when you watch Tyan's channel, you know you're getting a guy who's in it for the money. You know you're getting a guy who's making his streams. He needs people to donate so he can pay the bills, you know, because he doesn't have a job or anything. He needs to get ad revenue. He needs sponsors. He can only say certain things, like he can be edgy to an extent, but it's safe edge. You know, he can only be edgy as much as his handlers will allow him to be, because if he steps out of line once, they'll pull his funding and they'll get him banned. So you're only going to get a certain amount of like crazy entertaining content from him if you find it entertaining. But when you come to my channel, whether you like me or not, whether you think I'm an idiot or whether you think I'm boring or whatever, you know that when I say something, it's genuine. And when I say something that's spicy or edgy, and I'm not just trying to be funny, I'm not just trying to wind people up. I'm saying shit I really believe. I'm saying things that are genuinely on my mind, and I'm not censoring myself. You know, I'm trying to. I'm just talking to you guys genuinely. This is entirely unscripted. It's entirely unproduced. It's just me being myself. I wouldn't talk any different on here to what I would in person. You know, and I'm being myself. You know, and I'm giving you guys a kind of content that's genuine. I'm not trying to pander to any sort of corporation. I'm not trying to make money off this. Like, you know, it's real, and that's probably why you're more entertained by my channel, because it's something authentic, and authenticity is endearing to a lot of people. You know, Triple B has told me he's coming back soon. He's been communicating via an email. Well, that's good to hear. That's good to hear, because I think Triple B is one of the good guys. You know. And yeah, I met him once in person. Even in person, he seemed like a good guy. You know, he seems solid to me. You know, good guy. Who is Peter Fury? Always Tyson Fury's uncle and his former trainer. We need him back to bring the YTBC back to life. Yeah, Triple B is one of the good ones in the YTBC. I'm sure about that. You know. Don Charles has a victim mentality too. Always acts like he's being persecuted, and I mean, who's persecuting him? Like, what has Don Charles ever been through? I don't get it. How can he justify that? Who's ever wronged him? The guy's been one of the worst trainers in British boxing consistently, just like Ben Davison. Yet he still continues to get big gigs. Like, I remember years ago, like in the sort of Facebook boxing forums and that, people used to talk about what a bad trainer Don Charles was, and people used to say he was one of the worst, if not the worst, trainers in British boxing, and that was well known. But because recently he's had success with Dubois, all of a sudden he's this big name trainer, and you know, and people are signing with him, and he's getting all these interviews. Like, what's going on here? Like, it's just so forced and manufactured, you know. Oh yeah, he was funny. Yeah, Triple B was funny. Calling B Black Caller the N bomb. Chris Eubank was very quick to take back his comments about the boxing promoters. Turkey owns them. Yeah, well, I mean, if he's putting up the money, they're going to kiss his ass and kiss his feet and call him His Excellency, aren't they? You know, do you think I would call him His Excellency? Like, if I met Turkey Al Sheikh, do you think I would call him His Excellency? Think about that. You know, I don't need his money. I don't want his money, you know. Does AJ win the rematch? It's possible. If they have a rematch, it's possible. AJ hits hard. He's big. You know, it's a situation where Dubois might get a little bit cocky, might get a little bit overconfident. AJ could knock him out. It's totally possible. I give him a very good chance, actually, personally. But wouldn't favour him. Just based on the first fight, I wouldn't favour him, but give him a good chance. Tyan, old videos are funny, and he mentioned he might get evicted. I don't know if I watched his old videos. I only watched one. I only watched it for a couple of minutes. I got bored, you know. Fish Eyes is terrified of Turkey. Yeah, because Turkey's his sugar daddy at this point in time, and he's funding Frank Warren's entire setup now. You know, he's relying on the Saudis. Doesn't want that money to stop coming in. You know, Frank Warren has been in financial difficulty before, so he's going to try and avoid that right now, isn't he? You know, he's like a cockroach, Warren. He always comes back, no matter what happens. You know. Triple B said to insult him. What about the black collar? Yeah. MJ Boxing was behind most of the beefs in this community. Yeah, I don't know. I've never been involved in any beef in this community. Got better things to do, you know. Nor did you consider Tyan to be white? Well, no, he's like, what is Tyan? What even is his ethnicity? I don't know. What is he? Black? Is he like Asian? I don't even know what he is. I'm assuming he's like mixed race or something, some sort of mongrel. I don't know. I've no idea. Thoughts on Canelo Belanga clearly faked. I didn't even watch it. I saw fight films, little study he did of it, and that was all I watched. And I saw Belanga throwing a jab to the side of Canelo's head, and I just laughed and thought it was funny. I'm like, yeah, that sums up the whole fight, doesn't it? That tells you everything you need to know about that fight, you know. I think Don Charles is hired by Dubois because he's cheaper than more accomplished coaches. Yeah, so he's like buying a Sugar Hill off of Witch, I guess. You know, he's like a discount trainer, basically, you know. But Dubois doesn't even need Don Charles. He could do the same with just his dad in the corner. Of course he could. All his dad would have to say is, use your head, son. Hit him in the balls. Hit him in the balls, son. Go. That's all he'd need to say. That's Dubois' entire game plan for pretty much any fight, you know. I noticed Canelo and Inoue hasn't even addressed Turkey. They don't need his cash and sell out Crawford. Well, yeah, because Canelo is one of the biggest draws in boxing, or so I've heard. Proven box office draw, you know, and Inoue is making a crazy amount of money over in Japan, so they don't need it. They don't. If he can fight in Japan and make tens of millions, why would he even bother selling out to the Saudis? He's got no reason, you know. You might have watched his lives, Nordic. Those are boxing, not the videos he actually edits and puts some effort. Maybe, I don't know. Either way, whatever it is I saw, I wasn't impressed. I wasn't impressed at all. And from what else I've heard, doesn't sound like the type of person I'd enjoy watching. Put it that way. Doesn't sound like it at all. I've got a very low tolerance for content creators now. It's crazy. Like, I find myself, this is another thing. I was talking about, like, how I kind of am so quick to block people in the comment section if they write certain things. Like, if I see the word incel, I'm like, I don't even read the comment. I'm just like, done. But it's the same with content creators. If I'm watching a video and the content or the guy in the video says something that kind of triggers me, like if they say something that makes me think they might be a leftist or that they might be a grifter, I just blacklist them. I stop watching the video and I click the little thing that says don't recommend channel. I've done that to so many channels over the past year That my blacklist on here must be so long. It must be. I've just got no tolerance whatsoever for it. No tolerance at all. I'm at the end of my tether with all that. His mum is white and his dad is black. Call him a mongrel. Someone sends this to him. Tyan consider himself white and hates his black side. Well, yeah, that's a shame. I feel bad for the guy. It's a shame. Do you think most of your audience is from Europe? Do you know, I don't even know. I think I looked at the analytics once, and I think a large percentage of it was from America. But I think some of them are from Europe as well. So I need to look into that actually, because I don't really know where the majority of my audience comes from. I just know all my regulars, like. But I'm pretty sure when I did look a while back, it was big percentage from America, Tyan has white mom and black dad, like most English mixed breeds. Yeah, he does. Golovkin didn't even try to make the third Canelo fight look real. He at least tried to sell the first two. Yeah, the first two, he clocked Canelo a few times and stunned him and made him look a bit like a bum, but just didn't execute. In the third fight, he just did nothing. He just played patty cake. Literally just a light sparring session where he took it easy on him. Canelo would throw a big wide overhand right that he loaded up on, and Golovkin wouldn't even throw with him. He would just back up and let him throw it and not counter or anything. Ridiculous, I once had an annoying Jamaican coach that wouldn't stop screaming in the corner. I left the club after his corner work. Yeah, that's funny. What did they say? Yeah, Rascal, the bomber class in the corner. That's funny. I would actually enjoy that. That'd be funny. I think you'll be good friends with Tyan. I doubt that. I'm not sure why he'd waste his time with me anyway. I'm a small channel, so who cares? I gotta go now. God bless everyone. Yeah, God bless you, Sven. Have a good one, man. Enjoy your Saturday. I know I'm enjoying mine. I finally got a day off. But I was working 7 days in a row. I finally got a weekend. I can put my feet up and chill. And had my Papa John's today. So this has been a really relaxing day for me. Really chilled, relaxing day, Sven, maybe because you thought I'm not going to win regardless. Yeah, look, he could have knocked him out, in my opinion. He just didn't try. Imagine if most Nordic audience comes from Africa. That'd be funny. I actually do have quite a few African subscribers, though. I've had a few people comment on my channel say they're from Africa. So I found that quite interesting. Some of them are quite based, too. Yeah, that would be ironic, wouldn't it? It would be ironic. You win the fight, man. Rascal Bombaclat. Yeah, that's the Jamaican coach in the corner, isn't it? Amazingly, Conor Benn's physique has gone all skinny again. Gee, I wonder what's going on there. Yeah, he must have cut those eggs out of his diet. No more eating 30 eggs a day. Maybe he's gone vegan. I don't know. I wonder. It's fascinating, isn't it? I wonder what boxing holds for the future. Will Turkey stay forever? Turkey will stay as long as he has political ambitions, as long as they can use boxing to, use their oil money and get rid of some of it and, promote Saudi Arabia as a tourist spot, kind of industrialize it a bit, just bring more eyes onto the country in general, more tourism. Once all that's done, he'll probably drop boxing. And boxers will continue to beg for tens of millions per fight that they won't be able to generate. So they'll need to get some eccentric billionaire to come in and bail them out, to actually get these fights to happen. Probably not good in the long run, How do you rate Beterbiev's chances at cruiserweight? Well, he's about 40 years old now, so he's going to have to hurry up. Like if he wants to compete in a new division and go on another run, especially with all the layoffs and injuries he's had, it's going to be very difficult. But he's definitely got the power and the strength to compete at cruiserweight at a decent level. I'm just not sure how far he would go at this stage of his career. 40 years old, past his prime. Well, potentially past his prime anyway. We don't know. We'll need to wait and see with the Bivol fight. I just don't know if he'll be able to go through all that again like he did at light heavyweight. It's Sorry about that. I think I clicked something there and it took me out of the studio. I'm back in then. No, it's all good. All right, where was I? Oh yeah, Beterbiev's chances at cruiserweight. Yeah, like I was saying, I think it will be difficult for him to go through all that again. Try and get all the belts and consolidate them like he did at light heavyweight. It would be a tough ask at 40 years old to do it all over again. But if he could just jump straight into a title shot, like against like Bill and Smith or someone, he could probably win that. Don't think he'd beat Opetaya, but I think he could beat Bill and Smith. The fight that I'd be more interested to see, just based on the history that it would generate, and on how much the guys know each other, would be a fight with Usyk at cruiserweight, like Beterbiev versus Usyk at cruiserweight to sort of finish their career. A big cash out fight. That'd be very interesting. Be very interested to see it. So that's something to take into consideration. Oh, and Turkey put that home wrecker Sky Nicholson on his card. Oh, yeah, the Saudis have been buck broken now. They're starting to promote women's boxing. Oh well, it was bound to happen eventually, wasn't it? Oh well, is what it is. Nigel Bunn was on the source as well. Oh yeah, Nigel Benn. I think Delboy was talking about this before. Nigel Benn was friends with the Essex boys, who were known steroid dealers. So yeah, it seems like he was probably on the juice. Not that I give a shit, but yeah, yeah, it seems like he probably was. Saudi is slowly turning into a Western shithole. Yeah, it was only a matter of time. It was only a matter of time before that would happen. Yeah, Nigel, 100% Nigel Benn was on the juice. He's one of my favorites. Yeah, same. I love watching Nigel Benn. Really entertaining fighter to watch. He was a bit of a dirty fighter, but he was very entertaining. He was in some great wars, no doubt about it. Always saw Eubank Senior was on the juice, claimed he never touched weights, but was built like a horse. Yeah, right. He never touched weights and was never on the juice. Yeah, right. Come on now. I mean, just look at the guy. Seriously, yeah, he lifted weights and he was on the juice, no doubt about it. I mean, did Frank Bruno was Frank Bruno clean, and did he ever not lift weights? Yeah. Do you want to see Beterbiev Usyk at cruiserweight? Yeah, I just said that. Yeah, I'm sure you commented before. Yeah, I would love to see it. Turkey said he's interested to do such a matchup. I just think it would be an interesting legacy fight for both guys. Because again, they were rivals in the amateurs. They both had wins, or at least one win over each other. So, yeah, I think that would be a fascinating fight. I really do. I think they should make it. I think that, like if Usyk beats Fury again, what is the point in continuing fighting at heavy? Who's he going to fight? Was he going to fight Wilder? Is he going to fight Dubois or Joshua again? What's the point? What's the point? Like, you might as well fight a fight that would be historic, Yeah, I reckon he should fight. Yeah, I think he should go that at cruiserweight just for one fight. Mind, don't campaign at cruiserweight again. He should go down, fight Beterbiev at cruiserweight, and then call it a day. Retire, win, lose or draw. That'll be an interesting legacy fight and a good story to tell. I'm Mexican American. Yeah. So you're pretty much white then, because Mexican isn't really a race, That's something Hispanic, yeah, they're darker skinned, that and the other, but they're not really a race. They're still white, It's the same race, really. Like Andy Ruiz and Canelo are clearly white, aren't they? Nordic, keep your room clean. Don't be like that. No, mate, I can't. I apologize. I can't keep my room clean. Look, my room is. You would think I was like in a crack house or something, seeing my room, how much crap I've got laying about. It's just I don't clean, man. That's a woman's job. I don't clean. Neither does she, apparently, but whatever. As Mongold. Is that guy? That's that guy who just does bloody reaction videos, isn't it? Yeah. I hate them reaction channels. They're so boring, man. Boring content. Reaction videos. Why does that guy have a messy room? Because my room's probably a lot worse, you know. Usyk versus Zhang. Usyk would school him. Like, Zhang has a puncher's chance, but Usyk would school him easily. Probably win every round, you know. The weakest division that you actually follow. I don't know, man. The weakest division I follow. Probably middleweight, actually. Middleweight is a really bad division right now. There's like nothing. Nothing at all, you know. Weights help in boxing if done right. Eubank Sr. claimed he just climbed a rope daily and done 100 basic sit-ups. Was that in response to weights are they needed for boxing? Yeah, weights are good for boxing. I think if they, like you said, if they're done right, as long as you're not like bulking and doing excessive or consuming an excessive amount of calories and just bulking up, gaining muscle, like just doing basic barbell squats and stuff like that, and calisthenics and all that, just trying to progressively overload bit by bit each workout and get stronger. Yeah, that's very beneficial for boxing or for any sport for that matter. I mean, look, nobody ever lost a fight because they were too strong. You know, you don't lose a fight because you're too strong. I think it's more likely Beterbiev will retire after undisputed, probably. But I think if he wants a big legacy fight that will also be a cash out fight, but will be like really good for his legacy, I think the Usyk fight makes sense. Just because the guys know each other and they fought and they had great competitive fights together. So why not have a big legacy fight at the end of their careers? Why not? You know. I think Usyk would school Jai stylistically. I think that fight actually favors Usyk, like just because you know they're both are very like explosive, athletic guys, but Usyk's got so much better footwork, much better jab. I think he'd win it easily on points. I think he has literal rats and roaches in his room. Does he now? What do you mean, pet rats or like actual rats running about, like wild rats? Because how would they get in his room? That's crazy. Yeah, I don't have any rats in here. There might be some spiders or bloody, I don't know. Like, I hope not. Or like, I don't know. There might be like daddy long legs or whatever. I hope not. There might be flies or something, but I don't see any. But I'm saying that's probably the most I could end up with because like I live in a tower block, so there's not likely going to be any rats. They would be on the ground floor. Unless rats can bloody climb 17 floors up, you know, that'd be unlikely, you know. I didn't see Janabek, but I'm gonna watch the highlights on YouTube. I'll probably watch it later. I heard he stopped the guy though and won pretty easily. So yeah, seems like he's not completely shot yet after that illness he had, you know. I like to see Arta fight Benavidez before he moves up. I think Arta's Mando. Oh, he's Arta's Mando. Yeah, I think Beterbiev stops Benavidez. Way too strong, way too powerful. I think he stops him. At this stage of their careers, anyway. Apparently, Sonny Edwards does weights. He must have work because it ain't working. Yeah, when Sonny Edwards says weights, he means one of them little 10-pound dumbbells. You know, one of them little blue ones that you see in Sports Direct that the women use. He's got one of them, and he uses both hands to lift it up. He's like, that's me done for the day. That's my workout. When you getting your woman to clean your room, yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Been trying. Good luck with it though. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything in case she's listening. You met any boxers, Nordic? Yeah, I met loads of boxers. Met loads of boxers. He won by TKO, but it was very sloppy. Yeah, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting to watch. Like, because again, the concern I had going into it was he had that condition. He ended up in hospital, and it was apparently due to making weight. And the fight's at middleweight again, so he had to make 160. And after having that, after being hospitalized as a result of making weight, I was pretty confident he was going to move up. But to see that he fought again at middleweight, that was concerning to me. It was concerning to me. So yeah, it'll be. I know he fought like a nondescript opponent, but it was just. I just heard he won by TKO. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm gonna watch it. You know, if by sloppy do you mean he got hit a lot or he didn't look as athletic? I don't know. We'll see when I watch it. Sonny means his big gorilla wife. Yeah, I don't think he could lift her up. She could probably lift him up, mind. I don't think he could lift her up, you know. Why is she not clean? No comment. No comment. Clark versus Fraser 2, who you got? Well, the first fight could have gone either way, and it was an absolute war. Oh man, it's hard. It's hard, man, because like Clark, he's the technically better of the two. Like he's technically better. You know, he's got better technique, better defense, but Wardley's just so much stronger. I think he hits harder. I think he's a lot more battle hardened. And something about the way the first fight went makes me think that he might be the guy to tough it out this time and make the necessary adjustment. You know, so it's hard to say. It's a hard fight. For some reason, I'm going with. For some reason, like my gut tells me Wardley, but I could be wrong about it. And the first fight was that close. It's really difficult to say. Yeah, he is open for uppercuts. Gets hit too much, you know. Sky Nicholson probably has great grip. Yeah, probably. Yeah, she's got a grip on Eddie Hearn. You know, on Eddie Hearn's, you know what? Sonny with a Brazilian bird at the moment. When she rinsed him, she's off. Why is he left the gorilla and he's now with a Brazilian woman? I didn't know that. I don't pay attention to Sonny Edwards' sex life. It's not something I go about thinking about, you know. As strange as that may sound, that's not really on my mind, you know. Tyan is jealous of Sonny. Sonny needs a blonde white woman. Yeah, that's what he should have had from the beginning. A nice blonde white woman. Why not? Hopefully one that's like 4'8", so he doesn't look like Danny DeVito when he's walking around with her, you know. Speaking of incels, like, why is Sonny not an incel? He should be, right? You know. Why does Sonny like brown women? No idea. You have to ask him that. I think he's crazy personally, but whatever. Have you seen the movie Brothers with Tobey Maguire? I've never watched it. Why? What's it about? Never watched it. Never heard of it, I don't think. Sonny wishes he was a black man. Yeah, he's like the white kid from that movie Kidulthood. If you've ever seen that, that's what he's like. He wishes he was black. She was ringside at his brother's fight. Oh, you're on about the Brazilian woman. She was with him at ringside. Yeah, because Charlie Edwards fought, didn't he? Who did Charlie Edwards fight again? I forgot who it was he fought. I heard he was fighting, but I don't remember who it was. I didn't watch it. If Sonny gets a blonde woman, Tyan will throw a tantrum. Yeah, he would as well. I think the average white woman towers over Sonny. Probably. That's the thing. He would need a step ladder to give her a kiss, like, you know. Apparently, she charges Sonny $200 an hour. Or is she a prosy then? So he's paying for her. I don't know, man. How can Sonny afford that though? Like, Sonny probably barely made that for his last fight. You know, he's probably not even paid off his mortgage for his whole career. You know. Oh, Charlie fought an Afro bum. Did he win then? Because I didn't watch it, so I got no idea. I didn't watch it. Yeah, again, a lot of these midget boxers are just so boring, you know. Sonny must be rich. Tyan can't make that in a 5-hour stream. Yeah, I mean, you can't be telling me that Sonny Edwards makes that kind of money from boxing. I mean, he's one of these like midget flyweight fighters that nobody cares about. You know, his fights are so boring. I don't think the crowd are even into them. When like halfway through the fight, a lot of the crowd will end up leaving. You know, kind of like Shakur fights. And I can't see him making a significant amount of money from boxing. I just can't see it. Yeah, won no KO though, so he didn't get the knockout, but he won against an African bum. Yeah, Charlie Edwards isn't much of a puncher, so that doesn't surprise me one bit. Sonny mentioned he had a black girlfriend at 11 years old, so he's been an oil driller from a young age. Then, well, that's up to him. I think he's off his head, but here's what it is. It's up to him. Maybe he's not got much choice. You know, maybe being 3'6" or whatever he is, you know, the white women just don't like that. You know, I know that a lot of women can be very picky about height. That's one of the things they're very picky about. And Sonny Ed probably hasn't grown an inch since. Oh man. Sonny Edwards been the same height since he was 11. Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. He's like a hobbit, isn't he? It's like a hobbit. Yeah, a lot of women are very picky about height, so yeah, he probably doesn't have much of a choice. Wonder what causes this. I don't know. It could be just the way they were brought up. He might have been brought up by like leftists. The brown one, he got one nice. Well, not the big fat one, not that one. What's your favorite films? I've got a top 20 list of my favorite films. It's on my channel. Just go on my channel, type in top 20 movies, and you'll see I made a video, a list, the top 20 favorite movies, and you'll see them. I'm a Londoner. Unfortunately, lots of mixed up people in that city. Yeah, it's just the culture then. It's cultural Marxism. Tai Lung, height doesn't matter to me. Yeah, but it matters to a lot of people. Like a lot of women in particular, just they're very picky. Like I said about height, like they won't date a man unless he's like at least a few inches taller. I don't know why that is. I don't know what it's like. Maybe it's just a natural thing. Like they want a guy to be bigger and stronger and whatnot. But I don't know. It's like it just seems to be a tendency that they have. I don't know why. No idea. Yeah, is what it is. I would like if I was on the dating scene and all that, I would hate to be like Sonny Edwards. I would hate to be like really small, but is what it is. Some people are just that way genetically, or they're malnourished, you know. Black women speaking makes me want to throw up, or black English women speaking makes me want to throw up. Yeah, I'm going to Greg's in it. That's how a lot of them talk, and yeah, that's really vile. I grew up in Nottingham, so how do you think I feel? You know, women are fickle. Yeah, a lot of them are. A lot of them. Who do you have pound for pound number one right now? Usyk right now, without a shadow of a doubt. I've got Inoue at number 2. But yeah, Usyk right now. What does that say? What does that say? B skate. I can't see that. It's too small. What is that? I know there's a bumblebee. What's the other thing? I know it's something offensive. That's why you're using emojis. I can't see what the other thing is. It looks like a roller skate or something. I don't know. B skate. Like a biscuit. Is that how they say it? B skate. I'm tripping, man. What is wrong with me? Women can shame men for height, which is something you have no control over. But as soon as you shame them for weight, it's something you can control. It's considered body shaming. Well, I mean that's just what you call it? Oh, be safe. He's being be safe. Oh, sorry, man. God bless. Yeah, Yeah, I get it. Be safe. I thought it was be skate. I was gonna say then be safe. Yeah, that is. I've noticed that about the left in general. Is they're all about anti-bullying and oh, you can't say that because it's offensive and don't body shame. Treat everybody with respect, regardless of what they look like, because we're all the same. And then these are the same people who will turn around and call you a fat bastard and say, you have a receding hairline or you have gapped teeth and all that. Like these are, it's these exact same people who talk about body shaming and all that other shit. And they're the same ones that will turn around and call you ugly and call you bold and again and call you short, like you're saying. It's just it's there's so much duplicity there and so much like double standard and lack of self-awareness. I don't even know how to articulate it, you know. Greg's in it. Yeah, I'm gonna got a Greg's in it. Do you know what? Do you know where I got that from? I'm not gonna lie. Have you ever watched that show Mongrels? It was a TV show on the BBC, and I think it got banned because it was too offensive. Like it pissed a few people off. It was like a really bad show. It was really stupid, and it was like it had these like puppets, and they were animals, right? And one of the characters was a pigeon, and it was voiced by a black woman, and that was what she used to say. I've got a Greg's in it, and I used to find that so funny. It was like the black woman, or it was a pigeon, but again, it spoke like a black woman, and it was like. And the guy gave her like a sausage roll, and she's like, "Oh, someone's been to Greg's." That was just what came to my mind when I was thinking that, you know. Black postman is saying, "Oh yeah, of course." I've got a mate that loves fat black women. He was racist when a teenager. So he changed his mind then. But he went from being like a racist to an oil driller. I see. Tyan might make a video on you roasting him, calling him. Do you know what? I hope not. I hope not. I can't be dealing with that kind of aggro. If he does, I'm not watching it, and I'm not responding to it at all or making a video. I don't. Again, I don't need that kind of aggro. I don't want that kind of attention. I'm not interested in it at all. So if he does, I don't want to hear about it. Is all I'm saying. Do you think you would get lonely if you didn't have a girl? Honestly, no. Honestly, no. Like, see, if I was single, I think I'd love it. If truth be told, I think I'd love being single. Like, because I could just look. Don't get me wrong. There's good things about being in a relationship. Like, you have good times together, and you do things together and whatnot, and it's good. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But sometimes I do long for the days of when I could just do whatever I wanted. Never be nagged, never have anybody to rely on me, never have to consider anyone else's feelings, and just do whatever I want. Come home, play Xbox all day, put my feet up. Go on like literally just do whatever I want, eat whatever I want, go wherever I want, and not have anybody to answer to. I kind of envy people like that, if you know what I mean. So I do think if I was, but again, I wouldn't change the situation I'm in, like because I do love my fiance, I do, and I'm not, and that's never going to change. But I do like I do think if things were different and if I was alone, I wouldn't be lonely. I wouldn't be like desperate for a relationship to the point where I'm like giving women money on OnlyFans and investing in a flipping AI girlfriend. Like I don't think I'd be one of them people. I don't think I'd be that desperate. But again, like I said, it's a double-edged sword. The situation that I'm in is not going to change, or I don't want it to change, if you know what I mean. I hope that answers your question. I know that's kind of incoherent, but I think you get what I'm saying. Oh, shout out to Red Glove Militant. Good to see you, brother. God bless you, man. How you been? It's been a while. It's been a while, man. He came from Leeds. London changed him. All right, I see. So he came from Leeds and he was kind of based. Then he went to London and became an oil driller. Moral of the story: stay away from London. who do people have? Why do people have Terence Crawford there in the top three? Well, because of his resume on paper. You know, his record on paper is fantastic, regardless of like how shallow it really is when you look into it. You know, these guys who do surgery to stretch their bones to increase their height by a couple of inches. Do you know, I did hear about that. That is scary. It's scary. It's disturbing. It completely destroys their knees and destroys their joints, and they end up like not being able to walk shortly after, just so they can be a couple of inches taller. So some fat slag doesn't call them short. Like, those guys need to grow up. They need to stop. Need to get off the internet. Stop listening to these idiot simps, and just, you know, just live their lives and be happy and be normal and read the gospel. You know, doesn't matter how tall you are. It is what it is. Everybody's a different height. You know, your genetics are what they are. Your wife may be near. Yeah, I know. Why do you think I'm being very careful what I say? Like, yeah, could be listening. But I think she knows that anyway. We've talked about that sort of stuff. We're quite open that way, you know. Why do MMA guys always talk down on the sport of boxing, but not other combat sports? I don't know. Do they? I've not heard many MMA guys talk down on boxing. But then again, I don't generally listen to a lot of MMA guys, so I don't really know. You know, you can increase your height by hanging your body weight on chin up bar. It stretches you out. That could be true, but only to a very, very small, like, inconsequential extent. You're not going to increase your height significantly. It might stretch your tendons a little bit, and might change your posture a little bit to make you stand up a bit straighter, but it's not going to literally make you taller, at least not noticeably, you know. I hate the MMA community. They're worse than the boxing community. I don't spend a lot of time in the MMA community. I don't listen to them, so I don't really know. You would know more than me. Xbox, yeah, absolutely. Play Xbox all day. Nobody to nag you. Do whatever you want, innit? That's the life. Like the life of someone who's single sounds awesome to me. You know, you think about a woman robot to help the lonely man, but again, that's something that was kind of predicted in movies like Blade Runner and the bloody The Sixth Day and all these like sci-fi movies predicted that, and it's actually happening now. People getting their virtual AI waifus and all that because they can't deal with all the bullshit that comes with a real woman, you know. Can't stand how they drool over that 304 Nina. I don't know what that is. I've never heard of it. Why did Hey, did I not already read that? I'm getting lost here. Yeah, I hope you're well too. Yeah, good to see you here, man. That's one of my first ever subscribers, Red Glove Militant. Good guy, man. God bless you. God bless you every time, man. Holyfield was 5'11" at cruiser. He got stretched to be 6'2". Yeah, but I think that was partially due to human growth hormones. The human growth hormones probably had a lot to do with that. Plus, I doubt that the height difference was that much. Like, he was probably listed at 5'11" at cruiser, but he was probably a little bit taller. I would assume so anyway. But I wouldn't doubt that human growth hormone had something to do with it, you know. What can you do even if she does hit you with her rubber glove used for cleaning? Yeah. No, she could hit me with a frying pan though. That'd be a lot worse. Done that before. Do you have a good rear hook? A right hook? Yeah, my right hook's all right. It's not too bad, you know. Appreciate your height. It's not like you're going to receive a medal. Exactly, you're not going to receive a medal for being a certain height, innit? You are what you are. Bro listens to the MMA Guru. No, I don't listen to MMA Guru. I kind of get it, but if you're like 4'11", must be brutal. If you're like 5'9", you get that surgery. You're chronically online. Yeah, absolutely. Look, I'm 5'8". I would never even consider getting surgery to get taller. That's stupid. That's retarded. That's like destroying your health for no reason, for the sake of like half an inch. I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. Robot woman is better than real woman. Don't complain. I wonder what the woman will say when they get replaced. It's like getting their justice. Well, that's the way a lot of people will view it. They'll say, well, you didn't want to be a lady, then we'll stop being a gentleman, you know. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Holyfield was on HGH, or allegedly, so yeah. Inoue would probably knock Ball out, probably. He'll just walk onto one of them big-ass uppercuts and get stopped, probably. Well, these days, want to bring to question what is a yeah, we don't even know what a woman is now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, nowadays you you have to have a discussion and a debate and a question as to what even a woman is. We don't even know what that is now. I mean, you could have a full set. You could have a big ass cock and two balls and a big beard that hangs below your belly, and you could still be a woman, apparently, according to the mainstream. You know, that's the narrative now. You know, you could have a full set and still be a woman. You know, who do you think is the most obvious drug cheat in boxing? Well, all top level athletes in all sports are on drugs, so I don't even consider it cheating. But one of the most obvious ones is a guy like Canelo. I mean, just look at him; his neck disappeared. You know. my woman robot is cleaning for me and watching Nordic with me. Yeah, I hope she. Yeah, shout out to her. I hope she enjoys the channel. I agree. Be happy with what God gave you. If you're 4'9", be the best 4'9" you can be. Absolutely, that's wise words. You know, your genetics are what they are. Be thankful for them. They could be a lot worse. You know, be thankful for what God gave you. You know, it never began for Daniel Dubois. Triple knee. Yeah, I had to type. I see what you were saying though. I looked at it carefully. I know what you were saying, so it's all good. 5'9" is the best height. Yeah. I'm like 1 inch under it. I'm only about 5'8". Maybe I'll get surgery. I'm kidding. Everyone at 126 claims they can beat Inoue. Yeah, a lot of them do. Yeah, but I mean, none of them have proven it, have they? None of them have looked as athletic or as well rounded as him. You know. One guy did a surgery from being 5'5" to 6 foot, and I guarantee you he won't be able to walk later in life. Like his knees will be destroyed. His joints won't be able to take it. You know. My woman robot pressed the like button and sub to Nordic. Well, shout out to her. You should go and buy 100 more women robots and get them to do the same. Get me 100 more subscribers. You know. It can't be over if it never began. Canelo isn't a drug cheat. He was born ready. I was born ready. He's like, what was it? He says, Mustas aquí, viva Mexico. We don't fuck around. Viva Mexico, Canelo. Taco and burrito, ese. Yeah. But yeah, Canelo's, like you say, he was just born ready. He's born gifted. He doesn't need the drugs. He's just naturally gifted. Naturally gifted. That's all there is to it. That's Canelo. Yeah. Did you watch the fight, Red Gloves, the Canelo versus Belanga? I didn't watch it. All I saw was Precise's bloody film study of it. That's all I saw. I didn't even watch the fight. Got so bored of Canelo and his sparring sessions, I just had enough of him. Yeah, Caleb Plant's a Canelo bootlicker. XX chromosome woman saying I'm a woman abuser for exploiting woman wife robot. That's a good accent, thanks. Yeah, I'm getting good at my Mexican, aren't I? It's almost as good as my Jamaican, which I did earlier. Not gonna repeat that. Oh, shout out to CPB. Good to see you here, man. God bless you. It's scary how realistic the woman robots are becoming, yeah. And that's the thing, that they're the only woman that won't complain, you know. They're the only woman that will just keep their mouth shut and, you know, I don't know, let me not go there. R.I.P. to Maggie Smith. Oh yeah, Maggie Smith died, didn't she? Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, God bless her. How old was she? What was she, like 90 or something? She was quite old, wasn't she? Yeah, she was quite a good actor. When will we see a woman robot walking the streets and apparently it feels close to the real thing? I don't know, probably in a few years or something. I listened to about 5 minutes of BDA stream debating Bivol Beterbiev. I just couldn't. Why? What were they saying? I've not watched BDA in ages. Well, was people arguing? Let me guess. Let me guess. There was people on there going, talking about Canelo and going, oh, but Canelo would beat Beterbiev because he throws that jab and he steps out the line. Like there'll be someone on BDA saying that, no doubt. Talking about how Canelo throws that jab and he throws that uppercut and he steps off the line. I don't know, like that every time I clicked on BDA, like that's all I heard. So some guy would jump on and start talking about Canelo and his head movement and all that, and I just jumped right off. I'm like, yeah, no thanks. R.I.P. Harambe, yeah. That's Sonny Edwards' missus, isn't it? Harambe. Their mouth need. Oh, come on, man. Come on, man. Let's not go there. Too much. You motherfucker, you wrong, bitch. Oh, right. So it was a bunch of like arguing and that, and oh man. Again, that's the thing that the BDA panel. I got nothing against BDA. I got nothing against those guys. It's just every time I went on there was always someone with like a funny voice, like constantly going on about Canelo and how great he is and all that. And I'm just like, oh, shut up, man! Like, I just come off. That lead hook Canelo dropped him with was nice though. What you on about? Belanga. Bivol is the superior talent. Bivol's the superior talent. He more techno. He got that jab. He more athletic. He got more skill. How would you charge the robot? Wiring its behind. Yeah, plug right up its arse, you know. Just get one of them like gas powered charging ports for the new cars, you know. You're killing me with these actually. Yeah, sorry, man. So sometimes I just like I don't know, I come up with I say something, it sounds funny at the time, and then I end up sounding so silly. Like I don't know. I tend to do accents all the time just on the fly. I don't know why. It was hilarious listening to BDA stream over Ngannou Fury because they lost their minds. Yeah, I didn't see that one either. Seriously, how good is Canelo? He's the greatest of all time. Because he throw that jab, and he throw that uppercut, and he steps off the line. American boxing commentary is annoying. Yeah, most of it, especially the Zone. They're the worst by far. The Zone is they just flat out lie. Like that's the Zone don't cover the fights. They don't call the action. All they do is show the preconceived bias of who they want to win and how they want the fight to go, and they try to convince the audience that that's how it's going instead of just saying what they see and calling what's actually happening. You know, which is what they should be doing. It's what they should be getting paid to do. The BDA panel is white cuckolds and welfare blacks. Yeah. I don't know. It's been a while since I've been on there, so I don't know. Yeah, Canelo was mentioned several times on that stream. I knew it because every time you go on BDA, it always becomes a conversation about Canelo every time. Like you'll be on there, and they'll be talking about Usyk and Fury or Crawford or I don't know, like Pacquiao, Inoue. Like they'll be talking about all these fighters. They'll be talking about like I don't know, like Sonny Edwards, Bam Rodriguez. Like you'll be talking about anybody, any fighter you can think of. Nothing whatsoever to do with Canelo. And at some point during the conversation, like I don't know, Gonzalo or someone will jump on, and he'll just turn the whole thing about Canelo. Oh, and it's like Canelo, yeah, when he throws that jab and he throws that uppercut and he steps on the line, and it's like Canelo when he fought that guy and he did that and he stepped on and he cut off the ring and Canelo and then someone else will say, oh no, but this happened to Canelo, and then everyone will start arguing. and there'll be like one or two guys trying to argue how Canelo's the greatest ever, and other couple of guys trying to say, but he's a cherry picker, and it stops being about whatever it was originally about, and it just descends into some Canelo like discussion every single time without fail. That's what the BDA panel became every time. Like just every single time you jump on it, a few minutes later, it's a Canelo discussion and you just jump off it. That's my experience, you know. I saw a video of Bivol being rocked. I can imagine what happens if Beterbiev hits him clean. Beterbiev's by far the biggest puncher he's ever fought, and probably the strongest guy he's ever fought too, you know. They're just so loud and never let anyone get a word in. That's another thing. They all talk over each other, and it's never a discussion. It's always whoever's got the loudest mic and whoever can talk the loudest, you know. That's what it seems like to me. A lot of panels are like that, you know. I laughed out loud when Thunderdome had some of the BDA guys on, like Gonzalo, and he told them to chill out. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to, especially when Canelo's involved, you know. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well. How's the new job? Please tell me I didn't join late for the light. Yeah, how's it going, man? How's it going? Yeah, the new job's all right. I mean, it's not great. It's not great. It's not the best. The hours are a bit weird, but I just been really busy lately because of it. Like I've just had no time for anything. You know, I was saying earlier in the stream, I've been working 7 days in a row. I've also been training like pretty much every day, and a lot of shit was meant to get done on here that didn't because of it, and it's just annoying, man. I'm just so busy. I'm so busy all the time, and it's annoying, you know. Bam is so overrated. I can't stand him. I think Bam's pretty good, but his resume is a little bit thin. Like I think he's very talented, very powerful, very explosive. But I do think his best wins have been against like guys who are faded. You know, guys like Estrada, who would have been much tougher fights several years earlier. You know. Oh yeah, the American commentators seem very camp, especially like Chris Mannix, guys like that. You know. What do you work as? I'm a janitor. I work as a janitor. It's kind of boring, but yeah, it's easy, you know. I think the Gonzalo one on Thunderdome was about Pacquiao, and he just went, yeah, he went to war with Morales and Juan Manuel Marquez. Oh, is that what he did? He went to war with Morales and Juan Manuel Marquez. Is that what he said? Yeah. That jab. I got that jab. That jab. I just throw that jab. And it's like, I throw that jab. And you hit that body. He don't like it to the body. Be first. Be first. And you throw that jab. You throw that uppercut. There you go. There you go. I can't imagine Bivol when he finds Beterbiev can block a 1-2, 2-1-2. Yeah, because that's what Bivol throws constantly, isn't it? 1-2, 2-1-2. And then you wonder why he doesn't stop his opponents. They know what's coming. They can avoid it, you know. Throw that jab. Hey, you throw that jab. Be first. Hit that body. He don't like it to the body. There you go. There you go. Work that body. There you go. There you go. Did the internet tough guy ever show up to you? Oh no, he didn't show up. No. I went there like every day for like a week and a bit, and he didn't show up. I don't go to that gym anymore though, so maybe he showed up like the week after or something because or like a couple of weeks after. I don't know. No, never seen him, unfortunately, because I was looking forward to that. But yeah, I don't go to that gym anymore. There's a new gym I go to now that's right next to my work. In fact, there's two gyms. I go to a boxing gym which is right round the corner from where I live, and I go to another gym that like to do my strength and conditioning that's right next to my work. It's like a leisure center that's got a gym, and I bought a yearly membership. So basically, what I do, like I'll sometimes I'll go over to the gym, like I'll cycle over there on my lunch break, or I'll go right after work. And because I've been training like every single day, sometimes I'll go to both gyms in the same day. Like so I'll go to that gym after work and I'll do like 2 hours of like strength and conditioning, like weights, calisthenics, stuff like that. Sometimes a bit of cardio. Sometimes I'll go swimming. and then like later on in the evening, I'll go to the boxing gym for like an hour. So I've been you can understand why I've been so inactive lately. That's how busy I've been. I've been literally training at multiple gyms, training every single day, um, and working, like nearly every day. So yeah, I've been just so bloody busy lately. That's why I'm kind of worn out at the end of the week. Junto or Bam? I would go with Bam, only slightly. I think he's a little bit more naturally talented, probably a bigger puncher. You know. Oh yeah, Chris Mannix is one of the worst. The guy's just a flat out liar. He's just a liar, propaganda pusher. Yeah, definitely. Vitali would have won if not. I mean, he was winning even with the cut. So yeah, he'd have definitely won without the cut. I'm gonna go for a piss, but I'm gonna carry this with me. So one sec. Chris Mannix has a estrogen-filled voice. Yeah, he does. Do you know what annoys me about Chris Mannix though? It's like he's unapologetic in just how much bullshit that he talks. Like he's unapologetic. Hold on, I'll put this down. I can't be bothered carrying this. I'll end up dropping it. I'll be back in a minute. I'll be back in a minute. One sec. Sorry about that. Microphone. Very unorganized today. Okay, here we are. Yeah, he's unapologetically dishonest, Chris Mannix. And yeah, guy's just a bell end. Can't stand him. Canelo bends at the waist. Yo, Canelo bends at the waist. Yeah, that's why his opponents won't hit him, because they're scared of the counter punching when he bends at the waist. Remember the Hopkins Roy Jones rematch, or the halfway fight? Mate, that was one of the worst fights I've ever seen. So boring. Literally, that might actually be the worst, actually, when I think about it. It was so bad, that fight. Has anyone tried to get you fired from a job? Any job found your YouTube channel? I sincerely hope not. I sincerely hope not, because that would be I'll probably never get a job again if they found my YouTube channel. Who knows? Bam needs to fight Nakatani. Beating those old guys are not doing it for me. Yeah, I'd rather see him fight guys at their prime. I mean, he did fight Sonny Edwards, but that's Sonny Edwards, so it's not really anything to shout about, is it? Yeah, internet tough guy will never show up. They never do. And again, I don't even go to that gym anymore, so he can show up there if he wants. He'll have to come and find me. I'm in hiding now, I guess. I'm too scared of the internet tough guy. Scary, innit? Chris Mannix is a chill dude. He gets along with his wife's boyfriend, even pays for their dinner. Yeah, he probably seems like the type of guy who's on OnlyFans, doesn't he? I remember when he knows his Spence. Oh, he knows his spirits. He knows everything. And Spence was warming up after the second round. He has spent the last year making excuses. Yeah. Yeah. You should check out Todd Grisham's WWE moments. I've never seen that. Never seen it. I got to go. Nice to seeing you, brother. God bless you. Yeah, God bless you too, man. Have a good one. Thanks for stopping by. God bless you. Swimming is criminally underrated. I was shocked at the results I got after being a bit consistent with swimming workouts. That being said, everybody responds differently to different type of exercise. Yeah, I love swimming. I think swimming, it makes me feel really good. Like, I actually like swimming after a workout. See, like after I've done my weights and that, I like going swimming afterwards. It's a good way to cool off and relax and wind down. And it's great for overall like cardio. And it's like low resistance training, it's good. Got banned from BDA Discord for posting Bible verses in response to their Bible verses. My words of God were not BDA approved, it seemed. Yeah, I thought BDA was a Christian. I could be wrong, though. I feel like Bucho and BDA are the same person. They sound exactly alike. I've heard that before. Like, I've heard that theory that they're actually the same person. I don't think so, but it would be interesting, wouldn't it? It would make a good movie. Be an interesting plot twist, like Fight Club or something. Generally, boxing punditry is an all-time low. Shocking lack of knowledge, all chances, yeah. I don't even know if it's the lack of knowledge that's the problem. A lot of it is just dishonesty. A lot of these guys literally are just dishonest. They're not willing to speak the truth because they won't get paid if they do, It's like I was talking about earlier about everything feeling so corporate. YouTube's like that. Commentary's like that. It is what it is. I like the boxing punditry of the 90s. Seemed quite modest and straightforward. It was definitely a lot better. I'm not saying it was perfect, but it was definitely a lot more genuine and authentic than what you would get nowadays in like mainstream boxing commentary, If you get fired, what then? I guess I'll have to become a professional NEET and I'll have to start begging for donations on here. Yeah. So yeah, that's what I'll do. If I get fired from my job, I can't get another one, I'll come on here, I'll make a live stream and I'll cry. I'm like, so I got fired from my job and I can't get another job. So I'm gonna post my Cash App and my Patreon. And you can drop me super chat, and you can give me money. I'll do that. That's what I'll do if I get fired. I'll come on here, and I'll cry and I'll beg, and hopefully you guys take mercy on me, and reward me for all my hard work, and give me some super chats, some donations, and I can be a professional NEET, and I can like make a live stream every other day and just beg for money. I could do that, Iron Fist, as an American commentary female who's really annoying. Imagine letting a woman commentate on sports. That's just gay. That is so gay. Come on, man. Yeah, I get kind of worried. Like I've said some shit that if my college found out, they'd kick me out. Yeah. Well, I'd definitely get sacked instantly if my comment was found out, I mean, if my channel was found, Reg Guterridge and Jim Watt were brilliant commentators, and Ian Dart with McCrory. Yeah, I think they're a lot better than the modern day Sky commentaries, by far. By far, they're a lot better than the modern ones. Do you think MMA will ever surpass boxing on popularity? That's possible. MMA is growing, and boxing doesn't seem to be growing at all. So definitely possible. I could see it. Swimming is the best exercise there is. Works out every part of the body and doesn't put any pressure on joints. Yeah, I've noticed that. Like when I go swimming, I don't feel sore afterwards usually, but I do feel like I've had a great workout. So I really do enjoy swimming, And the gym I go to has a swimming pool and a gym, The thing with swimming is that you can do it either as a proper workout or as a way to relax your muscles. It also helps a lot clearing your head after a hard day. I agree. Plus, it keeps you clean too. Like it's like having a bath, isn't it? Like you're in the water, swimming about. you work out, but you don't get all sweaty and that. You're still clean. That's one thing I like about it. I enjoy swimming. I got into an argument about Christianity. Guy kept insisting that Jews wrote the original and the new Bible. Well, that's just straight up bullshit. That's not true. How do you respond to that? Just show them who the prophets were. Show them who the original writers of the gospel were. The disciples of Christ and the apostles. Just tell them who they were and their backstory and where they came from. This is all well documented. It's been well documented for hundreds of years. How often do you go live? Well, this is the first live in about a month, I think. So not that often. I should go live more often, but I don't get super chats, so why should I? This ain't my livelihood. If Nordic gets fired, he needs to claim refugee status in Africa and demand Gibbs immediately. Yeah, I should go over there and demand my reparations for how horribly my people have been treated by theirs. They came over here, they committed all that crime, and I'm coming over to your country to claim benefits. So give me that. Give me that. If you get fired, just make videos about how boxing fans who don't respect Mayweather or incel. Yeah, I probably get a lot of normies to subscribe to me. To think I could honestly have made a lot of money. I could have made a living on YouTube if I literally just pandered to normies and made all the Hatman type videos, or made like fluff pieces about Mayweather and Andre Ward. Because you guys have seen, I know how to edit videos. I can make like professionally edited retrospectives and that. But imagine if I were to do that in like a normie context, like make videos. Andre Ward, greatest of all time. Floyd Mayweather, underappreciated legend. Like I could get hundreds of thousands of views. I can make a living off it. But I'm too hard-headed and stubborn to do that. I think I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I can't bring myself to be fake. I hate fake. I can't stand fake people. I can't stand pretense, grifters, scammers, and I'm not going to become one. I don't care how much money it would get me. I'm not going to stoop to that level. So, yeah, I'm never. I would rather have my small but intelligent audience that I have here than have hundreds of thousands of normies writing the same bot comments in all my videos and having to make videos where I don't say what I really think. I don't speak how I really speak, and I've just got to get loads of money. It's sad. That terrible white collar boxer, Emperor Michael, has disappeared. Shocking boxer. Yeah, he's probably in Eritrea. Sure, I'll be back at some point when he gets bored. Thoughts on the Joshua Dubois rematch? It was funny all the Sky pundits assumed we'd get AJ Fury and Dubois first banner in the works. I think if they have a rematch, I think it's 50-50. I'm not making I'll probably favour Dubois slightly, but AJ, he's still got all the attributes to beat Dubois. He's still got size, he's still got power, he's got athletic ability. Dubois might get a little bit cocky, he might get a little bit overly confident, and he could get knocked out. So I still think it's relatively a 50-50 fight, even in a rematch. But I don't know. It's hard to really say. Adam Smith kept calling Joshua courageous and heroic. Adam Smith's just a cock. He's a simp. I don't care what he says. Oh, yeah, remember, guys, hit the like. Pound that like button like I was pounding your mother. Pound that like button. Pound it like Joshua got pounded by Dubois. Pound that like button. Only one book in Bible has any likely author. Most were committee written decades later. Well, yeah, they're written by the apostles, by the followers of Christ. Confessions of a Janitor. Patreon claim. Yeah, confessions. I could tell you all the crazy, totally real stories about all the stuff I had to deal with when I was a janitor and how I was the hardest man there. I was the hardest out of all the janitors and nobody could take me on because I was so hard. And I was so hard that I made hard people look not hard. And I'll tell the stories about it. That'd be awesome, Oops, silly me. So I broke something then. Sky underestimated you, man. Hatman is calling for Joshua to retire. Hatman's probably tired of seeing Joshua get spanked, so he's like, just retire. My heart can't take it anymore. You know. Maybe grifters believe their inaccuracies also. Well, they do say that it's possible for like liars to believe their own lies when they tell them so long. You know, like Charlie Zelenoff, does he believe his like 300-0 record? He's told it that many times, so maybe it's possible. You know, the mind is a very strange thing, you know. Joshua could literally have stopped Dubois at the end after he landed the big right hand if he kept any sort of composure. Could have taken Dubois out. Well, what I noticed was he threw the same punch over and over again in the same combination, and it was very sloppy and slow, and he just set himself up for the knockout. It was amateurish, actually, very amateurish. Well, yeah, how's it going, Larry? Good to see you, man. Dubois got tired of excusing Joshua. Yeah, pretty much. Or Hatman did, you mean? Yeah, you mean, yeah, Hatman got tired of excusing Joshua. Also, Joshua did not begin boxing at 18 like many say, but early. Oh, yeah, no doubt about that. That's like a propaganda story. He was just some random, like, delinquent from the street who found boxing and it saved him. No, he'd been boxing for years, you know. He had been. Same with O'Colly. I think he'd been boxing for years before, like, the whole McDonald's thing, you know. No one in this chat understands Joshua's mindset because we are not alpha males like he is. Yeah. Joshua's the ultimate alpha male. Don't shop in their shops, in it. You're not about that life. You're not about that life. Yeah, he's the ultimate hard man, the ultimate alpha. Oh man, it's only about that. See, that's how worn out I am now. It's only 6:30 and I'm bloody knackered on a Saturday. I should be up in Turkey right now, and I'm not. On that note, we've been going for almost over 3 hours, 10 minutes, and I'm kind of knackered, so I might call this one now. Let's see a couple of these comments. Yeah, Hrgovic was winning the first fight, yeah, but he got headbutted all night, and that's what happened. You criticize Joshua because women prefer him and not you. Has anyone seen? Did Hatman say that in a video? Do you know what? I no comment. I could just picture that. I could picture Hatman saying that. But yeah, on that note, I'm gonna call this one. Like I said, I'm bleeding knackered. Yeah, thanks, man. God bless each and every one of you. Thanks for stopping by. Gonna wrap this one up. Enjoy your Saturday. Enjoy your weekend. Yeah, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Don't do anything I would do, of course, as they say. And yeah, God bless each and every one of you. Praise be to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and stay vigilant. God bless.